From the far corners of the fandom universe, representing film, comics, and anime, sci-fi, fantasy, and cosplay, they come together for one cause: to geek out. They are the Council of the Blerds. Blerd powers unite. Engage. From the far corners of the fandom universe, representing film, comics, and anime, sci-fi, fantasy.
No.
We should be good to go. We shouldn't have to hear anything else at this point.
I'm gonna have two watching on mine, so whenever y'all are ready.
Okay.
Oh yeah, wait, are my headphones out there?
Yeah, they are.
Oh crap.
I think you asked you, or did you need your headphones?
Sorry.
All right, give us a minute, folks. Give us a minute.
All right, go ahead.
All right, everything's good to go. What is this about? Let's see here. All right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Council of the Blerds. I'm, of course, Kendrick Grey, the Dreadlock Blerd, and I'm joined by Enigma's Girl and Dark Angel 29. HB Gibson won't be with us today. He actually had a procedure done earlier, so he'll be joining us in spirit in the comments. I guess that sounds about right. Yeah,
He'll be joining us in comments, not in spirit.
I guess you can count the comment section as the spirit, I guess. I don't really know. But thank you guys for joining us today, and please keep us informed if you guys can hear us all clearly. Let us know if there's any echoes going on, during this whole stream. There shouldn't be. It seems like every time we start a stream, we always got to deal with some technical difficulty crap. It's really annoying. So hopefully things get better as time goes on. So all that being said, we're just going to jump right into the topic of discussion for today. We're kind of piggybacking off of last week's live stream, which was a Q&A, and we got into a lot of discussion about movies. So we wanted to make today's stream about movies that we hate to love. Now, for a little bit more context, we're basically talking about movies that we hate ourselves for liking. Majority of people probably don't like them. There are probably movies that you really like, but whether it's other fans or critics, they just don't seem to really get into it really that much. So that's what we're going to be tackling today. Next week's show will be something movie related as well, but we won't talk about that just yet. We will let you know at the end of the podcast what the topic of discussion is going to be for the next show. So I had a bit of trouble with this because, quite frankly, there's a lot of movies that I don't hate myself for liking. Maybe save for one, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But generally speaking, if there's a movie that I like, I usually either go out and buy it or I order it and I watch it. Like if there's a movie that happens to come on TV that I have a soft spot for, I'll probably watch it. But that's kind of few and far between, so because of that, I'm going to be going last in this podcast.
Nobody has to go last. You can just kind of jump in whatever.
I'm going to jump in, but I'm going to go last as far as movies that I happen to like that I think a lot of people don't like. So, Kim, you can go ahead and get us started.
Why I got to go first?
Because this was your idea, first of all.
You said you had the longest list.
I probably do have the longest list, actually. I have a soft spot for a lot of movies that people cannot stand. Let me start off with one that really I know is terrible. but I really just like it. And let's go with Spice World.
Oh my God.
Interesting.
I can't even explain it. Okay, I like. It's just nostalgia for me. I don't know. Every time it's on, I have to watch it. But yeah, Spice World is life for me right now. It's so crazy because I'll sit there and I'll just go in and I'm watching it and singing the songs and doing the little movement, but it's tacky. It's horrible. It has no storyline. It has nothing. It's. But I swear, I'm like, I don't get me wrong. I don't feel bad watching it when I'm watching it. But after I watched it, I'm like, why did I sit down and waste a whole hour and a half watching this movie?
Right.
I don't know. I know how terrible it is, and probably everybody's gonna be sitting like, "Wow, that's such a girl pick." Yeah, it is a girl pick. I'm sorry. I don't do a lot of girl picks, but let me see. Let me try to find another one on here. A very long list, guys. I'm sorry.
Nope, go ahead.
We here for this.
Go ahead. No, share.
So, I guess. So last week we talked about campy movies. We talked about a campy movie that we were talking about remaking. Another movie that a lot of people don't like that I love, which I wish they would remake right about now, or The Running Man. It's an 80s movie. It's really terrible when you look back on it. I'm sorry.
I mean, we're talking classic Schwarzenegger, like,
It's classic Schwarzenegger, but it's a terrible movie.
I mean, if we're gonna be honest here, he kind of had a good amount of terrible movies back in the 80s. I mean, they were all fun. Don't get me wrong, they were fun to watch.
I have two more on my list of his.
But like, let's be real here, like. It's what he's known for at this point. I mean, I don't know how much he's leaned into that, but that's pretty much what we know him for. Like, him being over top and his Austrian accent just driving everybody crazy. Is like, it is what it is. It's Schwarzenegger. Come on now. It is what it is.
Harold, you're so sweet. He says, I have to admit, Spice World is truly a period piece. I can take that a couple of ways at this point. How do we care? Oh my God. Yeah. So how do we take care of a baby? I don't know how to take care of a baby. Yeah, I remember that scene. Absolutely.
Wait, why does Harold know? Let's talk about that for a second.
Harold got some explaining to do.
Hey, look. At some point, even I watched bits and pieces of Spice World, okay? Like, the Spice Girls were hot at that moment. Even when the movie came out. Like, my sisters loved it. I would walk in and out of the room watching bits and pieces here and there. I don't remember anything about it, to be honest with you, but, it's the Spice Girls. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I can quote a lot of it from memory at this point. It's kind of bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of bad. But yeah, going with Arnold. I have that one. I also have both the Conan movies. One of them was okay. One of them was better than the other.
Conan the Barbarian, I feel like that was the better one.
Yes.
Conan the Destroyer. I don't remember Conan the Destroyer really.
I did.
I really don't. Was James Earl Jones in Conan the Barbarian?
I believe he was in Barbarian.
That's why I remember that one. That's why I remember that one, because
that was the one with the snake.
He had the ill wig in Conan the Barbarian. That thing was luscious. I don't know what was going on with that movie, but I remember it.
Yeah, he was in the first one, and then Conan the Destroyer had what's her name? I think his name was Grace Jones.
Yep, Grace Jones. Good old Grace Jones.
And she beat the heck out of everybody. A lot of people don't know she actually hurt a lot of people on that set.
I believe it.
Yeah, doing her scenes. She hurt a lot of people.
I definitely believe that.
But you know what's funny is that I prefer the Destroyer over the Barbarian.
What?
Yes.
I don't know.
It's kind of sad to say I prefer one to the other, but I kind of prefer Destroyer over Barbarian, hands down. And I will watch Destroyer 10 times over because I think I don't know. I think it's kind of like funny, hilarious at certain points.
Right.
You know, especially with the mage.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? I have not watched the Jason Momoa version yet.
Me neither.
And I think it's on Hulu or something like that. I'll probably watch it one day, but
I actually was looking at when I was looking up this movie for IMDb. I always get the letters and stuff. I was looking on, yeah, thank you. And I was looking on there looking for this movie, and the newer one kept popping up.
Right.
And I'm like, no, but the newer one also had bad reviews.
Yeah, unfortunately that did. I don't think that was Jason Momoa's best work. I don't know.
I don't think it was one of those movies that needed to be remade.
Nah, I don't think so. Nah.
Oh, Harold said the ex-wife was a huge Spice Girl fan.
There we go. That's why he's learned.
I didn't even know they had a PlayStation video game.
They did.
That's wild.
Holy crap.
I do remember a Spice Girls video game.
Wow.
I remember that.
Oh crap! They really did. I totally forgot. I used to see it a lot in like Blockbuster. No, it wasn't Blockbuster. No, like Hollywood Video. No, it was Palmer Video. I'm telling my age right now, folks. It's Palmer Video. That's way, way back. But I do remember
I remember Palmer Video. I actually didn't know Palmer Video had multiple locations.
What?
I didn't even know what a Palmer Video is.
I didn't know. I thought that Palmer Video was just some small mom and pop shop that was in the middle of the hood in Jersey City.
Nah, when I lived in Montclair, Palmer Video was like literally like down the block from me. So
was that the one at the station at Lackawanna?
No, that was Hollywood Video.
That was how.
Yeah,
okay.
Hollywood Video was there, and then once Hollywood Video came, I was like, Palmer Video who? All right, we going to Hollywood Video. That's where we going. But
okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm not trying not to age myself at this point. There's one more Arnie movie on here too.
Huh?
Yeah, I have one more Arnie movie on my list.
Which one was that?
Last Action Hero.
You know what? I'll agree. I don't think
I loved it. I loved it. That's my problem.
I don't know if a lot of people didn't like that one.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I know a lot of people that hate that movie entirely. I know a lot of people cannot stand that movie.
It's not one of my favorites, but it's okay to watch from time to time. The meta-ness of it all, kind of does it for me. But I remember when the movie premiered, like they made a big thing out of it. Like, they had like the big Jack Slater thingy. Like they showed it in the movie. They had that, and it was just like, I guess a lot of people don't talk about that one too much. So
no.
Yeah. So.
No, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of people don't like that movie at all. It's like a lot of movies I have here are like on the cusp. A lot of them have like a cult following.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense. So a lot of movies that had after a time, they actually people like them because they're so bad.
Right.
But you really didn't like them when they first came out, like Showgirls, for instance.
Yeah. And
I watched Showgirls quite a bit when it came out. I have no idea why.
I can't even say nothing because I never watched it. I didn't feel like watching it.
It's hilarious. It is so bad. It's funny.
I heard that. I did hear that it was hilarious though. So.
It's hilarious. I can't find every time it's on cable or whatever. You'll find me sitting up there just turning to it, just kicking my legs back and just laughing because it's just so funny. Except the one part. One part was kind of like outrageous, but still like. And I know most people know which part I'm talking about, but the 95% of that movie is hilarious. Versace?
I'm about to say it's
Versace.
Oh boy.
Oh goodness, oh God, what did Harold said? Flash Gordon cool as ice. Godzilla versus Megalon. Uh-oh. The first Power Ranger movie in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Hey, look, man. Leave the first Power Ranger movie alone, all right? Like, you can't tell me nothing. Like, I'm actually... You know what's so crazy about that? Up until, like, the recent Power Ranger movie that came out, I was so upset that how much detail they put into, like, the Power Ranger suits for the movie. I'm like... this is before I knew that, like, Power Rangers was based off of, like, Super Sentai footage from, like, Japan. So I'm like... Yo, how come the movie suits look way better than the ones in the show? I'm like, this isn't fair. I still have a soft. I do have a soft spot for the Power Rangers. Like that. I guess that's one of those movies that I hate myself for liking. Then again, I don't really hate myself for liking that movie either because there's. I don't know.
See,
like
you
I don't
coming out with one.
I don't own it. I don't own that movie, but if it comes on TV, I'll sit and watch it. I'll sit and watch the Power Rangers movie if it comes on TV. I think it's on Netflix, if anything. I don't like go out of my way to watch it on Netflix, but like if it's on TV and like it has to already be playing in order for me to go watch it. Like I don't, you know, so.
Yeah, and Harold actually said Showgirls is deliciously terrible. It is. It is. It's so wonderfully terrible. It's so great. Like I just can't help it. Showgirls and what was the other one that came out not too long after that? But I don't watch that one. That one's just terrible.
What's that, Striptease?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't watch that one.
Yeah,
I've never seen that one.
I ain't hear too much about that one either when that came out.
But somebody said Cool World, which was funny. Which is actually funny because I was just talking to somebody about Cool World. That was one of those movies that I've never seen before. I knew what it was. I probably have watched it, but don't even know. I couldn't put two and two together.
I've seen bits and pieces of Cool World. It was nice. It wasn't something that I was like going out of my way to watch. I mean, I thought the visuals were cool. It kind of reminded me of like Roger Rabbit and stuff. Like I always kind of thought of it as like a secret sequel to it, but like I don't know. I mean, the concept was cool, but excuse me, don't mind me. I'm just trying to adjust my
no problem.
My whatchamacallit here. I think it might be time for a new adapter at some point. There we go.
Oh, for your
so Cool World was whatever for me. And like I said, I don't really remember it. You know, I know it was like real big at the time because like before that we had Roger Rabbit and they hadn't done anything like that since then. So
yeah, but I mean, I think that's what they were bouncing off of. Was that whole idea of Roger Rabbit and everything else. I just didn't think it took off is that because Roger Rabbit was so iconic already, and then you just throw it in there and you're like, okay. Yeah. Now it's like you're going to try to piggyback off it. It doesn't work. Trying to think of another one I have in here. Not think. I'm going through my list right now. And I just made somebody watch this movie the other day, and I have a lot of '80s movies on here too. The Toy. That's with Richard Pryor. A lot of people don't know it.
I've never seen it.
Me neither.
It's Richard Pryor, and I believe it was Gleason was the other person.
Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, Jackie Gleason was the other person in the movie. I saw it as a kid.
Oh, okay.
As an adult, I understand the jokes now. Right. But I saw it as a kid, and I've loved it since I was a child. And I actually made somebody watch this movie the other day. And I was still cracking up at the corny jokes and everything else, and the blatant racism that's in that movie.
Yes.
The blatant, like, at one point there was a certain leader at a certain meeting with the mayor, and this is supposed to be part of the joke. So I don't know. Oh God, I do love the Brady Bunch movie.
You know what?
I do like the Brady Bunch movie.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I do like the Brady Bunch movie too. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like I thought that movie was hilarious. I thought it was funny. Like just having them in like modern times and stuff. I actually thought that was pretty funny. Now the sequel.
No, I like the sequel too. I don't care.
What?
I like the sequel too. I do. I love the sequel too with the horse.
It's been a while since I watched.
The mushrooms. It's like, what'd you put in this? I used your mushrooms. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Brady Bunch movie. I cannot stand. I can't. It's another one I can't. As soon as it comes on, I should own it. I should just go buy it because as soon as it comes on, I go watch it every single time. It never fails. And I sing again. Another one I sing all the songs to. What I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all think I'm playing. One day I'm gonna walk out on Halloween dressed up like Marsha, with the blonde hair and on, with the brush, and I'm gonna start singing randomly out of nowhere. It's gonna happen.
I'll give them credit. They casted that thing very well.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna. They casted that thing very well.
What is his name? Johnny Bravo? That's what he called himself?
That's what he called himself, Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo. Yeah, it was dope. I have to say that. That's a movie I think a lot of people hate to love because it's so corny and it's so tacky, and you can't help it. It's kind of funny. Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking of him right now hitting all the girls. What's happening, hot chick? Oh man, Baby's Kid, yeah.
I don't think anyone hates that movie.
I don't think anyone hates
a lot of people just don't know. I think it's just something only Black people watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, or even some Hispanics, like because you have to be you have to understand it was based on a stand-up. So a lot of people don't understand that. So the movie, like I think it even happened after he had passed away already, or something like that.
Yes, it did.
That is essentially urban comedy. So
yeah. So it was so it was one of those things. It was just like it was just a funny story. I don't care what anybody else say. I think it was hilarious with your mama jokes and the baby with the diaper. Oh, God. Who was that? Whose voice was that for the baby with the diaper? What was his name?
Was that Tone Loc?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Tone Loc. Where's Tone Loc? What the that question been popping in my head here and there, but where's Tone Loc? What is going on?
Let's Google him.
First of all, the last movie I saw him in was Blank Check, and that's another movie I watched.
You know what? I did like I don't like it now, but I did like it when I was a kid.
No, I still watch it as an adult. I don't care what you got to say.
What is Wild Thing doing these days? Where's Tone Loc? We need him in these streets right now. What is happening?
Apparently he's turned into a voice actor. So he's done King of the Hill.
That sounds about right.
Done Sea Bear and Jamal. I remember that. I remember that
cartoon also.
Oh, he was also in Ace Ventura too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Just a quick side note. I watched Ace Ventura Jr.
It was horrible.
That movie was so bad. Like,
wow.
He wasn't even embracing any of the Ace Ventura isms. He was just a jerk. He was a jerk kid. That was the whole thing. He wasn't even like. I mean, at least Ace Ventura was like charming. Like Ace Ventura Jr. was a jerk. I'm like, they didn't need to make this movie. They didn't need to do that. So
he does stand up, but it looks like he has some health issues.
Oh, what?
So he
not Wild Thing.
So he does do shows, but not many because of the health issues.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. But yeah, no, that was funny that they cast him as a baby and had the deepest voice of them all. Yeah. it ain't time to go yet. Nah, I love that. I love that movie. I love that. It's like it's just a guilt. That was a true guilty pleasure. Like,
yeah.
And no matter how many times you watch it, it's like you never watched it before. You know, like the like you said with the thing skipped and I beat you when I wanna.
Yeah.
When I wanna. Oh God. Surf Ninjas. You know what? I have never seen that movie.
Look.
I don't even think I've ever heard of that movie.
Leave Surf Ninjas alone. Surf Ninjas is a national treasure. All right. Ernie Reyes Jr., Ernie Reyes Sr., Leslie Nielsen as some kind of weird samurai type dude. Movie's hilarious. And you know what? I kind of hate myself for liking that movie.
Yeah, I would hate myself for liking it too. Apparently, what the casting sounds like.
There you go.
I hate myself for liking that movie because it was such a cheesy. It made no sense whatsoever, but it was fun to watch. It really was. I haven't watched it in years. Like, if I watched it now, I probably wouldn't like it. I don't know, but yeah, so we can chalk that one up to a movie that I hate myself for liking.
There you go. Congratulations.
Yeah. So.
Two on my list come from the same person. Jury Duty and Biodome.
Good old Pauly Shore. Oh boy. he had a moment. He had a couple of moments. Son-in-Law. Yes. Son-in-Law was the one I watched a lot for some reason. I don't know why. But Pauly Shore was a thing for a minute.
What's up, buddy?
Yep, the weasel. I can't even do that sound effect that he be doing with his tongue and all that shit. Like, and people forget that he actually was a voice on Bobby's World.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a voice on Bobby's World. So.
Oh my goodness, but yeah, I don't know why, but those two movies, it's like they come on, and it's again, Jury Duty was stupid.
Yeah.
The Jury Duty was just plain stupid, but I guess it goes back to my childhood because
we didn't know any better. We
I'll admit something even worse. I was one of those little girls who had like a mindless crush on him for no apparent reason.
What?
I had no clue.
We were kids. We didn't know anyway. We didn't know about the quality of entertainment. If it made us laugh, it was good. I guess. I mean, I don't
Whatever.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I loved it though. I loved every minute of it. But it's Pauly, especially Biodome.
Yeah.
Which is even more funny because that's based on a legitimate Biodome issue.
Wow.
I didn't know that until this year. Let's see who's in the Encino Man. Yeah, it's another one. Encino Man again.
You know what?
Brendan Fraser.
Encino Man. That was kind of my jam for a minute. Like.
I'm like, but it got stupid towards the end. I was like,
did.
come on now.
Yeah. Like.
Come on.
I think that was like. I don't think that was Brendan Fraser's first acting thing. It might have been. I'm not sure, which is interesting because he barely had any lines in the daggone movie, but he was streaming into heartthrobism at that point until like after the Mummy movies, and then I was like, eh. But he's back now in Doom Patrol, so you know, there's that.
Yeah, but Encino Man. Oof.
Yeah, that was a weird movie.
Yeah, it was. Double Dragon. No.
Woo!
No.
Man.
No.
And
No.
I know it's bad, but I watched it anyway. Like, you couldn't get me to watch it again, but I was like, this is so horrible. Like, so very bad.
It was bad.
Yeah.
You know what else was bad? And you're gonna probably hate me for saying this. That's just my opinion. Every Karate Kid after the first one.
No, I'm right there with you.
But yet, and still, I will watch every single one of them.
Like, the next Karate Kid,
yes,
threw me all the way off. I'm like, what's happening here? Are we gonna do something with her now? Are we gonna like keep it going? No. Like,
but you know what? I'll tell you right now. Every time it's on, guess what I'm doing?
Watching it. Yeah.
Watching it.
Like, the only reason, like, I'm nothing against Jackie Chan or Jaden Smith. I mean, the movie was okay. I probably won't watch it again. I didn't like the fact that it was called The Karate Kid. I understand why they did it for marketing purposes, and it was essentially a remake. But I'm like, no, he's doing kung fu. That's
he's doing kung fu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm surprised that, well, I forgot what Hilary Swank's character's name was in the next Karate Kid. I'm surprised she hasn't shown up in Cobra Kai yet. I forgot what her character. I think it was like Julie or something like that. I forgot what her character's name was.
Yeah, Julie. Yeah, Julie in the next Karate Kid. Yeah, her name was Julie.
They really tried to hit us with the okie doke with that one too, which was kind of funny. Like, no.
But I can't help it though. It's like every time I see her, like I see that version of the movie, or I see Jaden Smith's version, I hate it here. You know, I bust out laughing.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny to me, but I have to watch it. It's so bad. I have to watch the movie. It's like, oh God, did you just mention Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3?
Oh hell no! I watched that one time. I never needed to watch it again, ever.
Oh no! It's not. That is not a one. That's not one I would even.
No, like.
Even no.
I love myself for hating it. Okay.
Yes.
I love myself for hating that movie. That movie was trash. Like, I still say that like the first one is still the best one. I still like Secret of the Ooze and stuff. Like, I guess that might be kind of in the realm of a movie that I kind of hate myself for loving, because they kind of dialed back a lot of what made the first one really good. But 3, absolutely not. No.
No, absolutely not. Harold said Body Rock, the Caucasian breaking.
Yeah, I have never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's taking it back to, was it the 80s?
Yeah.
or like late 80s, where basically they do like the breaking and all that other stuff. I'm like, I've heard of the movie. I didn't even watch Breaking, to be honest with
Me
you,
neither.
because I have no interest in it.
My older brother loves that movie. I'm like, no.
No, I can't watch it. George in the Jungle with Brandon Fraser was brought up again. I watched it maybe once. I've never seen it again.
I've seen it like a couple times on TV. That was about it. But so
The First Kid, again once, maybe twice.
Who was in that?
It's Sinbad.
Oh, right. Yeah, I never watched the movie, so I don't know.
Yeah, he was playing like a
Secret Service,
like Secret Service for the president's kid. The Mask. First of all, nobody hate on The Mask, okay?
First of all, the first Mask is fantastic.
Don't you hate on The Mask? Any mask after that mask, because number one, they didn't even have to do any editing because his facial expressions were so exaggerated in that movie that he didn't have to do any CGI for him. So I give him very much credit for that movie. As far as far between, like, what I have to say is Cameron Diaz, on the other hand,
No, but, you know what? I'm gonna say this. That's probably the hottest Cameron Diaz ever looked to me. I'm sorry.
Probably. But her acting was like terrible in the movie.
Well, that was her first acting role, so like I mean, but anything after that, I mean, Charlie's Angels. Nah.
But yeah, no, that one I don't feel guilty watching. I don't know anybody personally. I don't know anybody who feels guilty watching that.
Son of the Mask was a travesty.
Terrible. Yeah, any mask after anything after Mask, anything after that, even the cartoon, anything after that was terrible.
I kind of watched the cartoon like here and there, but I wasn't like a super fan of the cartoon.
No.
And and the crazy part is, I liked Jamie Kennedy. I think he's pretty funny, but that movie was so bad, so very bad.
Yeah, I don't even think I bothered even trying to watch most of it, to be honest with you. Trying to see who else is in the comments here. Class Act.
I like that movie.
That was cute.
Yeah, I like that Kid and Play movie. I think I like that over some of the House Party movies. Like House Party 1, yeah. House Party 2, they're up to like 10 now, I think. I don't know. But like like House Party 1, House Party 2. Class Act, no, I like Class Act more than I like House Party. I think Class Act is pretty funny.
Okay. I'm the opposite, but I'll take your word on that one. A Serial Mom. I've never heard of that movie.
Serial Mom is an interesting one. Kathleen Turner was in that. So was Ricky Lake and a young Matthew Lillard. And that homeboy from Law and Order. That was an interesting movie. I would probably never need to watch it again. Like they were just like throwing anything and seeing what stuck to the wall back then in the 90s.
Okay.
Like that's really what that movie is about. Like that's
okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I've never heard of the movie, so therefore I'm like, huh?
Like HBO. Like we had HBO, like all these junks was coming on, so we were just trying to find random stuff to watch when we were kids. So
got it. Makes sense.
But yeah, I'd never need to watch that movie again.
See, Bride of Chucky.
Nah.
I give you credit for liking that movie. I really do. I give you credit I give you credit for liking that movie. It was okay.
I think I like that slightly over Seed of Chucky. Seed of Chucky was extremely weird.
First of all, anything after the original movie was crap to me. I'm sorry, it was.
You know what? I did it. I enjoyed the original trilogy, 1, 2, and 3. I like those. I think 2 might be my favorite. 2 might be my favorite out of the Chucky series. Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, no. The other ones that came out on like Netflix, those were actually pretty good. Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky.
On Netflix?
Yeah.
Cult of Chucky. You like Cult of Chucky? Hold up, pause. Wait a second. You like Cult of Chucky?
I thought Cult of Chucky was pretty interesting. I didn't mind that too much. It was, and the fact that they brought the original Andy Barclay back, I thought that was pretty interesting. But the way it ended was like, okay, this is trash.
Okay.
Curse of Chucky. I think I like Curse of Chucky more than I like Cult of Chucky. But Child's Play 2 is still my favorite one.
Okay.
And we recently saw the newest one,
I don't even know what that one was called.
Child's Play. Just Child's Play.
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was supposed to be a reboot. I'm like, I saw what they were trying to do, but I'm like, no, there's too many people being dumb in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah,
I don't like.
I can see that.
And
I know people want range, but Aubrey Plaza should probably just stick to comedy.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
And I like her.
Yeah.
But she
exactly.
should stick to comedy.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There was
Stick
like
to what you're good at.
Yeah.
I forgot when that came out, but there was like a string of like movies and TV shows that came out where like people were just dumb for no reason. But we're not gonna get into that right now. We'll probably say that for like a later show, something like later on down the line. But like,
all right, Kimmy, any more that you have before we get back to the comments or the rest of us?
All right, I'm about to get. I'm about to really get one. I'm about to really get it bad for this one though. Sucker Punch.
I have never seen that.
I loved it, and a lot of people cannot stand it because they pretty much had a lot of artistic license with it.
Well, I know Sucker Punch was Zack Snyder's original movie. Like he wrote the whole thing by himself.
It strayed so far, and it's like it should have been what it should have been. It should have been like a compilation type of thing, but they put too much into it, and they gave it a backstory, and they stuck the backstory in there, and basically she's in there, not to give the plot away, but it's like a place they just abandon kids they don't want anymore, but they're really just committing them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, and it's pretty out there, and the ending is kind of like, really?
Yeah, I heard that about the ending, that it was like really lackluster for some reason.
Because technically is a question of if things are all in her head or not.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's one of those questions. It's a weird situation. But this actually, believe it or not, actually me and one of the people in the comments have exactly another thing in common. Hackers was a movie that I loved. That I haven't met a person who has seen the movie
I've
yet.
never seen that.
Me neither.
I have never seen Hackers.
It's an Angelina Jolie movie. She plays another bad girl, and it's really bad. Like it's like your whole talking about thinking what hacking is in the 80s.
Woo. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, what do you?
What is
like,
hacking at 80?
What do you?
It's like all you have to do is put in hackers hacking scenes, and you're gonna laugh.
What were they using? Typewriters and like. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up later because that sounds very interesting. I gotta look that up.
It is hilarious. So like they have it's like their idea of putting hacking is basically like a Da Vinci guy sitting there counting down like row your boat, pretty much.
Huh?
It's so bad. It's so horrible.
That makes no sense whatsoever. I am so confused.
It is so bad, and it's like what their idea of is like they have to I guess you have to visualize it, and it's so weird and it's so 80s, and they have like weird names. Oh god, I gotta pull up some of their character names. Hold on a second. I'm actually gonna pull up.
We got some code names out here.
I think Zero Cool, I think, is one of them.
This was
Crash and Burn.
Was this like the pre-AIM days? Is that what this is?
Yes, this is pre-AIM. This is definitely pre-AIM. Come on, why couldn't you give me their actual name? The Plague.
Really? That's what you want to go with there, buddy? The Plague.
Yeah.
So hacker-ish.
Yeah, it's so silly. Like, and they have like. It's so dumb, and it's so dumb and so good at the same time. It's really like it's truly an acquired taste, and like literally what it is like they're trying to get this multi-million-dollar company they're trying to steal. There's like a couple people inside. There's 3 people in the plot, like a cop and other people, and they're in the plot and they're trying to basically hack into a system to make money.
So every hacking plot ever.
Yes, they're trying to hack into the system to make money, and the hackers are trying to stop them, but they're trying to frame the hackers for doing what they're doing.
Every hacker point, every hacker plot ever.
Yes. Yes, that's basically what it is. I'm like, it literally made no money in the box office.
Wow.
That's sad. That's so sad. Poor
Like the main character is like, oh, I've been arrested for, as a child for hacking into this big company, and also I'm like, seriously, and they found you out that quick?
Well, no.
In the 80s?
Well, no.
In the 80s?
No internet security then, I guess. I don't know. It was just a free for all on the internet back then.
God. I mean, that's back when you were dialing in. Come on now.
Somebody
really?
I guess if somebody call you or somebody pick up the phone in the house, that's it. Hacking game over.
Oh, it's right. It did come out in 95. You're right, Ashley. You're right. Yeah, it did come out in 95.
Same
My
thing.
bad.
Same thing.
Same difference, though.
Same
So you're talking about Prodigy at that point.
Yeah.
Like AOL came on a disc.
Yep.
Oof. Good times.
On a floppy disk.
Good times.
They mailed a lot of your internet to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, internet really came in the mail.
You got internet in the mail. If you were lucky, you got it in the magazine. Depending on what magazine you got.
Yeah.
Like a free 100 hours or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And then you always got in trouble because you were always on the internet too long and somebody needed to use a phone.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a second line.
Oh my God.
Oh, fancy. Ain't you fancy, huh?
How did we live back then? Like how
First of all, owning a printer back then, by the way, owning a printer. Remember having to own a printer back then? You had to rip the sides off the don't have a 100-page one you mess around and
I don't think I had a printer like that.
Oh no, we had the printers where you had to line it up and align it in the little things.
We was not having that in the house. I would go to the library and like call it a day because we was not having all this scrap paper all over the place. Like we was not doing this. We were a primitive species in the mid 90s.
So a lot of these people, these younger people now are probably looking at us going,
Prodigy, really? CompuServe, Netscape, Navigator.
Yeah. Woo, yes. Netscape. Yes. Netscape was the joint right there, boy.
Yes.
Netscape all day.
All of the above. And they didn't have chat rooms back then. The
only one back then who still exists is, I mean, AOL does still exist, but the only one, I'm pretty sure the other ones, do they exist? I don't even know. AOL exists still. I know how old people are if they still use their AOL address.
Yeah, I still have my AIM.
What?
Believe it or not.
Oh man.
Yeah, I
check it every so often.
Wow.
I have no idea how to get. I wouldn't even know how to get into them. Do I just go to aim.com and they're there? It's there.
I'm in the AOL. Still log into my AOL account.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know the password to that one either.
I think didn't AIM become a site after a while though? Didn't AIM become its own separate site after a minute?
AIM had its own separate messenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, AIM became its own messenger at one point in time.
Holy crap!
It's just like MSN. You had an MSN messenger.
If I go to aim.com, it just goes right to AOL.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so you just log into your AOL account.
Yeah, I have no idea what that password is.
Man, listen.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but that dot matrix picture, those dot matrix printers, oh my goodness! I swear, you mess around and print one page the wrong way, now you got to print the whole thing out again. Yep. Oh my goodness, the thing used to make me so mad. Oh my God. Let's go back to the comments.
Daryl's putting us back on point. All right, 10 things I hate about you.
Well, actually, there was actually a little bit more before then, I believe. Hold on one second. There was actually barbed wire. The faculty was one.
I liked the faculty. I thought it was pretty cool back then. I mean, you probably won't give me.
Yeah,
you know what? It's probably one of those movies. I think you can add that one to the list. That's probably one of those movies that I hate myself for liking a lot because.
That's like Jennifer's Body for me. Yeah, it's like Jennifer's Body. Jennifer's Body for me. I can watch that, but for some reason I don't understand what's going on.
I never finished that.
Yeah.
I don't think I finished that either. Yeah. I don't even remember the movie, actually, to be honest with you.
That's like, and like Black Swan. That's another one. I can't. Like,
Black Swan.
Yeah, I only watch bits and pieces of that too.
I don't know, like
Black Swan. It's weird. Like it's weird.
It was weird, and I would never have to watch it again. Like, I have no feelings for the movie. I understand where it was at. Like, I know a lot of people were making the comparisons to that movie to an anime called Perfect Blue, and I seen Perfect Blue like years ago. It's kind of like that, but I was like, yeah, I never need to watch Black Swan again. No. Nah.
Bearded Bee said the Flintstones movie with Halle Berry.
I like that movie.
You know what?
Actually,
I thought it was cool at the time.
I was mad. All right, I was mad at Halle Berry for a second because when she finally won an Oscar and she won for Monsters Ball, and I didn't think that was like her best acting.
Wasn't that the one she took her top off for?
Oh,
yes.
There's a whole sex scene in that movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I think she got it.
Probably, and it was also the year that the Oscars was giving a lot of black people Oscars.
Yeah, like Denzel got one that year. Was that for was that the year Training Day? Yeah. For playing a crooked cop.
Yeah,
exactly. But yeah, as soon as that happened, I'm like, she acted better in the Flintstones. That's exactly what I said.
Wow.
Flintstones movie was another good movie where they casted everything correctly.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. I will give him that. I never saw the sequel, and I don't care to watch the sequel ever in life. So,
I don't think I even watched the first one more than once, to be honest with you.
I think
if it came on right now, I'd probably sit and watch it.
Only if I had like a kid who wanted to watch it, and I'm like, if there's somebody sitting there watching it and I have no choice, I'd probably watch it. But I really wouldn't I would find something else to watch probably. Daryl says Johnny Dangerously, Ghost Rider, and Strangeland.
I don't even know what Strangeland is. Johnny Dangerously is one of my favorite Michael Keaton movies.
Daryl sounds like a real movie buff.
And what was the other one he said? Ghost Rider.
He said Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's a movie that I hate myself for liking. I actually like the original Ghost Rider. Like Spirit of Vengeance was ridiculously weird. I didn't understand what was going on with that, but. No, the first Ghost Rider. No, I can still watch it here and there if it's on TV. Yeah.
Strangeland is a D. Snyder movie, so that's probably why you don't know it's a horror movie. So it's a horror thriller made like 1990 something. Ish. I barely remember it, to be honest with you.
I've probably heard the name, but I've just never was interested in watching it. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. Bearded Bees. All the hackers were skateboarders in the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
all the hackers and skateboarders.
You had to be edgy, and skateboarding was it.
You had to have color hair. You had to have color hair or a leather jacket.
Color hair, leather jacket, and Jinko jeans or something like that.
Yeah,
we all know the style. We know the style. Yeah.
Let's see what else. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anybody up higher up. Masters of the Universe.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's Dolph Lundgren. Frank Langella as Skeletor is cinematic perfection. He's the only good part in the movie. And I will say that proudly. But I hate myself for loving
it. See, there you go.
See, it's coming out.
Yeah.
You probably don't even need to do your list now.
Man of the House was another one that was stated in the chat.
Was that with Tommy Lee Jones?
I don't know.
And let me look it up. Hold on.
Because I feel like that's what that movie was with him and Cedric the Entertainer. I wasn't interested in watching that.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones, Christina Milian.
People didn't like Sin City.
A lot of people didn't like Sin City. I love Sin City.
I love Sin City.
I hated the spirit. That was terrible.
I hated the second Sin City. I like the first one.
I still haven't watched that yet, and I heard people didn't like the second one. But the first Sin
City, the spirit was terrible.
Yes, it's just like what's that movie that just came out with Double Tap? Why can't I think of the name of that movie right now?
Zombieland.
Zombieland. The second movie sucked. I'm sorry. But the first movie I loved.
Yeah, the first Sin City, I still love that movie. I thought it was really good. I still think it's really good. So,
Harold says Jason X.
No.
I'm not with you on that one, bro.
No.
I'm sorry.
The concept was cool, but like, yeah, at that point it's like, how are you not dead yet? Like, what? You still alive? Or undead or whatever? Like, why are you here? Why are you in the future? Like, what? Why are we doing this? I think anytime a horror movie goes to the future, like, you got a problem. You got a serious problem.
And nobody, Harold, who doesn't like Juno? Well, I know a lot of people don't like Juno, but still, Juno is like Juno.
I like Juno.
Juno is it's such a cute movie.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that you can pop in like once in a while just to watch.
Yeah, it's an adorable movie. I love Juno. I like her attitude reminds me of me on a regular basis. That's normal me. So that's why I think I like it so much.
So any more? Are there any more of yours, Kim?
Oh yeah, I got a whole bunch still. Hold on.
Yeah, because I think we're sitting here now. My list is getting longer.
I got The Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I can't help that, and I can't help Goldmember. Those are two movies I can't help watching.
Goldmember was interesting. Goldmember was very interesting.
And I hated her. I hated Beyonce's acting in Goldmember. I hated it so much.
I don't think anybody likes Beyonce's acting. Anybody.
In anything.
In anything ever.
And I love Beyonce. Been to a few of her concerts. But that's what she should stick to.
I'm like, Dreamgirls wasn't so bad. It wasn't horrible in Dreamgirls. She was doing mostly singing at that point.
Yeah.
You know?
You stick to what you know. Everything works out just fine.
No Black Panther. Hashtag.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those two movies, for some reason, I'm like Mike Myers. I will sit down and I watch both of those movies. Because I think he's hilarious, especially Cat in the Hat. I think it's so adorable, but that's because I grew up on Dr. Seuss. So
Cat in the Hat has its moments, actually. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I wouldn't own the movie, but it does have its moments and stuff. I'll give it that.
No, you'll definitely see me as a grown woman watching that movie. I don't care if you.
Like Mike Myers, like, did the best with what he had to work with. I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm. Another movie I have two more 80s movies, and I have a couple more recent ones. I have Mannequin, which is a very old 80s movie.
Holy crap. Woo! I haven't heard about that one in a minute, boy. And they have the nerve to have a sequel, too. I can't believe that. Woo! I remember that movie. That movie was wild.
I love that movie. It was so crazy. But I can't help it. I gotta watch it. I like it's terrible, but it's like it's the 80s movie. Who doesn't love 80s movies? They were all cheesy.
Yeah, they really kind of were. I mean,
all cheesy. They were just like, you just watch them. They're I don't know. So Mannequin's one. Then I have rest in peace. I have Toys, and that's with Robin Williams.
I started it and I never finished it. I caught it like here and there on like TV and stuff. I always wanted to watch that movie too. But
it's a good concept. It's just it needs a little bit of a brushing up. It was before its time. It's a better way to put it.
Okay.
It was before its time. So a lot of what was happening then is more so kind of more pertaining to now.
Oh, okay. I might go back and watch it then. Shoot.
Yeah, so if you watch it, you'll see what I mean. Is that like, yeah, I get it, but and for those of you not old enough to know, it's a movie about toy makers. That's literally what it's about. It's about toy makers. So if you go watch the movie, don't expect anything great out of it. LL's in the movie. Just know that much. Yeah. It's not good, but I watch it anyway. I don't care. It's I got Robin Williams on one end, I have LL on the other end, and I can't think of the female actress name right now. That's driving me crazy. It's gonna drive me crazy until I remember it. But you have them all in the daggone movie, and they are doing a phenomenal job of what they have. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's just before its time. That's all it was. It was just way before its time, I believe. Joan Cusack is in it.
Let's
LL.
let's add that to to our schedule also. Movies that were before their time. Because I can think of a few that.
Well, that might pertain to next week's topic, actually.
True story. Very true. Yes. There we go.
Mm-hmm. So I have toys. Now the next, I'll leave my horror movies until last. I'll leave my horrors to my.
How big is your list?
I told you I had a long list. I'm not bugging.
I thought I watched movies. Damn.
North. Which I don't remember anybody remembers that movie.
Yeah,
I have no idea what that is.
Elijah Wood and Bruce Willis.
Yes.
He's going around searching for his parents. I remember that.
Yes. So not searching for his parents, searching for new parents.
Right. There we go.
Yeah, new parents. And Bruce Willis keeps popping up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the movie makes no sense. But it's funny watching, them making him the Coppertone baby of Hawaii. I don't know why. I can't help it. Sitting down because it gets to the point where, like, to the last wire, he has an option to go back to his family before a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And between that time, he's switching between family, between different areas, trying to find a new family to live with. So a lot of people don't like it because it makes no sense. But it's a kids movie.
Yeah.
A lot of kids movies don't make sense.
They really didn't in the 90s. They really did not make any sense. Blank check.
Blank check is one of those. Come on now.
Really?
How do you not know your kid is down the street working for some guy named Macintosh?
Or faking the funk about a Macintosh and he got a whole bunch of money. He just buying random stuff. Like, really?
Exactly.
Like, how neglectful of parents are you? Okay.
Yeah. That's all you had to do is buy this kid a computer and live by himself. That's all you had to do. If you wouldn't
See, kids, hacking was easy in the 90s.
Committing federal crimes were easy in the 90s.
I said, do movies that we watched as kids even count? Because we watched anything.
I'm not going to tell you when did Blank Check come out? But let's even throw it out there.
93, maybe 94, 92.
That feels like 90. That has to be like a 94 type deal.
94. Yep, 94. Yeah. So how old was I then? No, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I was young.
Well, Ken and I were 9.
So I was young.
10.
Yeah, we were 10. We were 10. Yeah, we were 10.
I was young. So
look, Kimmy gonna stop faking the funk about her age at some point.
No, I'm not gonna slip up. I'm not gonna slip. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. No.
She's gonna say, class, her high school graduation year, like class of, something. We'll figure it out.
We gonna get it out. It's gonna come. She's gonna slip one day. She's gonna slip one day. Watch, I'm trying to tell y'all something. She's gonna slip one day, and she ain't even gonna realize it either. It's gonna be recorded too.
And that's why I caught myself. You see, I almost caught. I said something. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, North was one. I like both Tron movies, the most recent one and the original.
Tron?
Couldn't do it.
Tron.
I dig the original Tron movie. Tron 2. I love Tron 2. I love Tron Legacy, and I really hope we get a third one. I really do.
I doubt it because it really did not get a good. It wasn't received well. And I love the original. I love the original Tron. I love it. And when he brought in the second one, I was like, "Oh my god, this is even better!"
Yeah.
I'm like,
as a matter of fact, hold on, wait a second. It's up here on my shelf somewhere. Yep, there it is, right there. Tron Legacy, right there. Hold up, wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
See.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. Yeah, Blu-ray. Tron Legacy. Listen, you can't even tell me nothing, boy. What?
I love it.
Huh? Do we have a Blu-ray player?
Yeah, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
The PlayStation 4. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in here. Uh-oh. Okay. Is someone gonna out you?
Huh?
I said, is that last comment directed?
Oh no. Yeah, that was
out you.
That was directed towards me. That was Josh.
Spill the beans, Josh. Let the whole world know.
Josh.
She deleted the message.
What?
Don't you do it, Josh. Don't you do it.
That is so lame. Come on.
I thought we were friends, Josh.
She deleted the message. We good.
Man, listen, man, that is whack.
Harold said Tron is life. It is. Tron is life. It is. I don't care what anybody says. I love both of them.
I actually saw Tron Legacy twice in the movie theaters. That's how much I liked it.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, every time it's on, I have to watch it. It is so good. Especially with the newer technology.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I swear I'm almost done with my list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 7 more left on my list. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna save the best one for last though. I have the Cable Guy, which I don't care. Anybody has to say the Cable Guy is really good.
Actually, I like Cable Guy.
Yeah, Cable Guy is really good, especially the scene in medieval times. You already know how I feel about medieval times.
Yeah.
I just every time they fight in medieval times, actually, I start humming that. I'm horrible. Escape Room.
I have not watched that, and they're going to come out with a sequel too.
Yes, a lot of people did not like it. I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
We got to watch that one.
Okay. I'm like, a lot of people didn't like. I can see why they don't like it, but as a person who's never done an escape room and really wants to do one,
we should do that. We should do a Council of the Blerds escape room.
When they stop social distancing.
And you know what? And we bring Matthew in too.
Would they stop?
Will they allow us to film it? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. No.
We'll have to do like a before and after type thing or something like that. I don't know.
Well, you got to make it a horror thing more for Matthew.
Yeah.
So then I have Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah. I would watch that if it comes on TV. I would watch it. Yeah. You know what the crazy part is? They have a sequel, and from what I understand, it's just basically the first one again. Like apparently, like I haven't watched it, like, but that's what I was hearing, that like it was essentially the first movie all over again, just with like different actors and stuff. I'm like, why would you do that? And it reminds me, I remember they did this a few years ago. Remember that movie Phenomenon with John Travolta?
No.
What? Yeah, I must be the only one. It's like he gets hit with like some like extraterrestrial type light, and he develops like his mental capacity increases like tenfold and stuff. He ends up dying at the end of the movie, so whatever.
Okay.
But they made a Phenomenon 2, and it was essentially Phenomenon 1 with different actors. I'm like, that's not
how you do a sequel.
That's not
the same thing they did with Cruel Intentions, I think.
Like,
oh god, yeah, Cruel Intentions too. They did the same exact thing. Yeah, it was the same. It was just they just changed it out. Yeah.
Some people don't know how to sequel, so I don't know.
Yeah, they really don't. Then I have Sphere. A lot of people don't like that movie.
I didn't watch that one either.
And I think.
I mean, Angela Bassett. Who else was in that?
I don't think Angela Bassett was in that.
She wasn't in Sphere?
No, that was. Hold on, let me pull up the cast.
That's when they were in space, right?
No, that's when we're there under the water.
Oh, I might be mixed up then.
Samuel L. Jackson was in it. Dustin Hoffman was in it. Sharon Stone was in it.
I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, they're basically all underwater in like a underwater kind of set up, like deep in the sea, and they find a spaceship and they go into that spaceship, and the spaceship has a sphere in it. And when you look into the sphere, things happen to you.
So it's like Event Horizon then.
That's the other one on my list.
There we go. All right. And we just recently watched that one a month or two ago. We just finally watched. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I love.
Is that week?
I would hope so. You were awake. I mean, because
I do not recall.
Because I think a lot of people kept talking about it, or like right when we had to go into quarantine. I was like, let me just finally watch this mess. I mean, it was good, but like, man.
I love her. I love it. I don't care what anybody has to say. I love it. But I love stuff like that. This is like the campy horror, weird jump scare type of thing. I'm like, it's okay. I'm fine with it. I'm totally okay with it. I can totally do the whole jump scares, all stuff. But yeah, Spirit and Event Horizon have kind of same thing. It's just one is in space and then one is in underwater.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And Event Horizon to me is a little bit more scary to me.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Event Horizon is very much like bloody, gory, Spirit. But it kind of reminds me of the next one on the list, which is Ghost Ship.
Ghost Ship.
Huh.
I've only seen the intro to that, and that intro is insanity.
Oh, I love this movie. I love it. I love when they put everything together towards the end of what's happening. And I like the deaths in the movie. I like all the deaths in the movie that they show.
Yeah.
I think all the deaths are wild. A lot of people just don't get into that movie. It's another cult. You like it or you don't.
Yeah.
All right. Swear I'm almost done. 13 Ghosts.
I love 13 Ghosts. 13 Ghosts is awesome. I love that. I think we had like the DVD for like a minute. So like all the special features gave you like, backstories on like all the ghosts and stuff. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, 13 Ghosts is massively amazing. It's underrated in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't like because they don't understand. But when you really think about it, when you really listen to what they're saying, and you watch it again, and you pay attention, you're like, oh my God, this is sick.
Yeah.
Like this dude is ridiculously sick.
Yeah.
Then my last one, which is it's the most terrible movie on my list.
Oh dear.
The Room. I hate myself for liking that movie so much. It's so bad.
I'm right there with you. I know they give this tag to a lot of different movies, but The Room might just be the worst movie ever made. And you know what? Tommy Wiseau doesn't care. Tommy Wiseau doesn't care at all.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
I guarantee if they let him make a sequel, he would make a sequel. Like,
God,
it's that critical for him. Like, oh my God, The Room. I haven't watched that in a minute. That movie is so bad. It's so bad.
Wow. And the worst part is I go out of my way to watch that movie. That's the worst part about it.
It is so bad. I don't even think they show that junk on TV. It's that bad.
To go out of my way to watch that movie. It's like, you know what? I want to watch The Room today.
You have like, you can only watch that movie if you own a movie. Then you're one step ahead of a lot of other people. Like, you gotta like go to like a streaming service to find it. Like, you won't. They will. I don't think they've ever shown that movie on TV, as far as I know. Never. It's that bad. It's so bad. Oh my God, it's so bad. But it's so funny. The acting is so horrible.
Oh like, my God.
That movie's been dissected 5 ways to Sunday. Like, the disaster. What is that? The Disaster Artist. That's what that movie's about. It's like literally like a documentary, almost like, or a mockumentary on the making of The Room.
Oh God.
Oh man. Wow, The Room.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Yeah, I go out of my way to watch that movie just because I just sit there and it's like what are you watching? I don't know. I don't care. I don't care.
Oh my God. Now I'm gonna be thinking about that for the rest of the night. I'm gonna be thinking about The Room for the rest of the night. Oh my God. All right, what we got going? What we got going in the comment section?
So hold on, it's a lot that happened while I was giving up my list. Hold on, we just maybe made $1,800 at the box office.
Oh my God!
It was bad.
Wow.
I don't remember what the budget was for the movie, but
it was more than $1,800.
But that all came out of his pocket though, because he was apparently rich.
He funded the whole damn movie. I'm like, bro, like, how?
Oh man. Somebody said Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? I was okay with that as a kid.
A movie as I watched as a kid.
Yeah. Like,
I actually didn't watch it as a kid at all. I couldn't stand that movie as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I thought it was annoying.
I used to watch the cartoon as a kid. That's probably why I watched the movie.
Yeah, I only watched the movie because I watched the cartoon.
Yeah.
That says Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. That was the Bearded Beast said.
They made that into a show, apparently.
Yeah, that's the only one I know of. That one that Jonathan Taylor. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know.
What?
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm just reading what he wrote. Like, what did he say about Jonathan Taylor Thomas? What about JTT? Red Sonja. Okay, I can see that. I totally. It's not a movie that I would go out of my way to watch.
Yeah.
But if it was on, I'd watch it.
I mean, it's a product of its time. Red Sonja.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
You know? Yeah. I wouldn't go out of my way. My Soul to Take.
I didn't watch that. I wasn't interested in that.
The Crow and the Crow City of Angels.
Well, look, The Crow is a national treasure, so I don't think I know anyone that doesn't like the movie. Everyone I know, what? Seriously?
What?
You don't like The Crow?
Who doesn't like The Crow?
You and I are gonna have a talk after this, like, cause that is blasphemous talk right there to not like The Crow.
You know me, I'm always against agreeing when it comes to stuff like that.
City of Angels I didn't watch because I didn't really care to watch it, or any of the Crow sequel after that.
Yeah, because it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense after that.
Like, there's been a lot of them. So.
That's why I stopped watching Saw after the second one.
Actually, that was another one I was going to put in my list, was Jigsaw. I actually did like Jigsaw.
I did. Thank you. I liked Jigsaw also. I thought it was pretty good.
I like Jigsaw.
I wasn't
thought that
expecting
was
it,
really
but
good.
I thought Jigsaw was actually pretty alright. I mean, the last couple of Saw movies before Jigsaw were like, okay, why are we still doing this?
I didn't watch any after 2.
Like,
you know, Jigsaw was actually pretty decent. I actually, because it went back to the original.
Yeah. After 3, I thought they were done. I literally thought like, okay, it's gonna be a trilogy. That's it. No, 4, 5, 6, 7. But no, Jigsaw.
The Halloween, it's like the Halloween movies and the Jason movies and the.
I guess.
Everything else
they have to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Milk it. Like how many freaking what's those daggone movies that Paranormal Activities we're gonna keep watching?
Well, I'm not a fan of any of those.
I've never watched.
I'm not a fan of any of the Paranormal Activity movies. I'm really not. But it's funny because they just keep bringing back Michael Myers. I'm like, it's like the 20th sequel. Like, what? He ain't done yet. Like, what are you doing? Like, y'all revive him more than y'all revive Freddy or Jason. Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, just let him die. Like, because they can't come up with a new idea. It's like, come up with a new character. Come up with new something. Like, give me a new horror. I'm like, but don't steal anything from Asia. Stop stealing from Asia.
Yeah.
Stop stealing from Asia. Stop it. Come up with your own stuff.
I was never a big fan of Michael Myers, even as a kid. I'm like, my brother loved him. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, all those movies, I was like, I guess we're watching them.
I actually watched all the Paranormal Activity. I have to say I'm one of those people that actually watched every single Paranormal Activity movies, just like I watched every Insidious movie.
Well, the Insidious movies are great, so.
Insidious at meaning to watch, and I just didn't.
The last Insidious movie was terrible.
I heard that wasn't that great. Actually, now I think about it now, the last Insidious movie wasn't that great. There was one Paranormal Activity movie that I did want to watch. I think that was like the Ghost Dimension or some mess like that. Like
the key or whatever that thing is, and like the lost key or last key, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever the key one was horrible. I'm like,
Hellraiser 2.
Johnny Mnemonic.
I started watching that. I started watching Johnny Mnemonic. I gotta finish it. What else?
Hellraiser 2.
Hellraiser?
No,
I was never a big fan of Hellraiser either.
I mean, I like the first Hellraiser, and I like the idea of the Hellraiser movies. I like Pinhead. I do.
I was a kid when those came out, and I was a real scaredy cat as a kid. So the movie poster scared me.
No, I was intrigued by Pinhead. I love the look of Pinhead. It was just, in my mind, I was kind of quenching because I was like, how is he talking with, those pins sticking in his. I didn't understand at the time as a kid that they were like dull at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how they put the pins in his face? Like, but, like they didn't bother me. And like the Hellraiser movies, like looking back on them now, they're really terrible.
Yeah,
they're
they are.
Really bad.
They really are.
They are really bad.
Yeah.
I like The Good Son.
The Good Son. Actually, I do too. The
Good Son was actually a good one.
That I actually like. I think that was a really good movie.
I mean, I don't want to say this other, but that kid needed to die.
Wasn't that Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought about that. I was like, would you choose someone else's kid over your own son?
Especially if that kid was evil. It's like Orphan.
Look, man.
Yeah.
Look, man.
She wasn't a kid though.
I know.
Man,
Spoiler alert.
that movie.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
That movie. Well, how long has Orphan been out? Orphan's been out since like early 2000s.
I think they're coming out Orphan too. I think.
Look, man, like that movie had me all tripped out. I'm like, when I found out that twist, I was like, I'm
usually really good at predicting plot twists.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one.
That one threw me all the way off.
I was like,
I was not. I just thought she was evil.
That's what I
just thought
like,
she was
okay,
flat out evil.
Evil kid. Like, no, she a
I usually
woman.
say
I'm
like
what?
I usually say something like mad sarcastically. I wonder if this is gonna happen, and then it actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, Orphan.
Yeah, Orphan was wild.
Orphan had me bugged out. I was like, yo, like I don't like this. I don't like.
And then not too long after that, they found out that there was a girl that actually was doing that in real life.
Yeah,
that was pretending to be.
That made it worse. That made it worse.
What else was in the comments? Logan's Run.
I never watched that.
Me neither.
I never watched that.
Universal. Yeah, we about to say the same time.
Which one?
Universal Soldier. I've never seen that either.
I like it. I like the first one. The second one I think is cool, but it's not really in tone with the first one. They had a couple other sequels that came out on like Netflix. Those were okay, but after a while I was like, this probably could have been just a one and done movie. I think Universal Soldier could have been a one and done, honestly. So
is that like a fighting movie or like a
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren. The sequel had Michael Jai White. A couple of the sequels had MMA fighters. The latest sequel had Scott Adkins in it, so it was like a martial arts type sci-fi. The first one was great because the concept was very interesting, but after a while I was like, why are we doing this still?
Got it. The Phantom of Billy Zane.
I love the Phantom. I love the Phantom, and I hate myself for loving that movie.
I heard you in here, dude.
Yeah, I know. I hate myself for loving that movie. Like
that is a hateful love we felt over there. That's some real love over there.
That is that's one of those movies where I say if it had come out at a different time, I probably would have did better. That's my feelings on the Phantom. If it had came out at like a different time, it would have done better. If it came out around the same time that like the Zorro movies came out, it might have done better.
Got it.
That's my thoughts on that.
The Island of Dr. Moreau with Val Kilmer.
I haven't
seen it.
I never finished it actually. I started it and I never finished it. I think I got bored like midway through the movie. And I was like, okay, I'm done. No more.
Blue Crush.
Yeah, Blue. I love Blue Crush.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's a cute movie.
I never watched it. So,
my homegirl's in that movie. I love her. What's her name? The Hispanic girl.
Oh crap.
Don't
I'm about to look her up right now.
Yeah, we got.
Don't ask me.
It's really killing me right now because it's gonna kill me because I know her name. I know it because she was in the
Michelle Rodriguez.
Yes, Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my homegirl. I love Michelle Rodriguez, and she's in that movie, and I love that movie to death. Butterfly Effect. I like that movie.
I like it too. Yeah. I never saw the sequel.
I saw the extended cuts of that movie too. I actually had owned it at one point in time. I saw the extended cuts.
I own it still. The uncut version, I do not feel that ending. Everything else about it is cool, but that ending is like, nope. I'll stick with the theatrical ending. I'm okay with that. Like,
Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. I don't know what that was.
Demon Knight is cool. That's another Billy Zane one. I thought that was cool too. Demon Knight was cool.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
I like the first one. I've only seen the first one. I've never seen the other movies. From Dusk Till Dawn, I actually like that one.
Valentine and Cry Wolf. These are movies I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Valentine. What?
That's what I said. Daryl's the real movie buff.
Yeah, I see this because these are movies I've never heard of.
Cry Wolf. I don't even know what that is.
Freddy's Dead and the Final Nightmare. Freddy's.
Nah. See, like I'd say, like after 3, that's when Freddy started going to Jokeville. Like he just started to become funny, and I like that about Freddy. But like, nah. New Nightmare, yeah, I like that. I like New Nightmare, and I actually like the remake that they did of A Nightmare on Elm Street. I actually thought I liked that better than the original, but a lot of people didn't like it. So, yeah.
Let's see.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That sounds like it's supposed to be bad.
I actually like that movie. It's funny.
That is pure B movie goodness right there. I've never watched it.
It's funny. Like it's hilarious to sit down and watch.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is B movie right there, written all over
Yeah,
it.
it's all over it, all in it. It's smothered in it. It you know, you eat it with some jelly. It is straight peanut butter. That's it. It's nutty peanut butter, but it's peanut butter. But they said The Crow is an emotional. He said The Crow is an emotional roller coaster ride for him.
I wasn't emotional watching The Crow. I just like the action about it. I like the concept behind it and the action behind it. You know. Rest in peace to Brandon Lee, of course.
Yes, that's what I said. I think it's probably because of the Warlock and Warlock 2.
I've never seen.
I've
any of them.
only seen Warlock. I haven't seen Warlock 2.
I was always kind of interested in watching those, but I never watched them.
Yeah, I've never seen Warlock 2. Legend, I've never seen that one either.
I've seen bits and pieces of Legend, only because Tim Curry's in it, and he literally plays the devil. So you know.
I might have to watch it because now I know Tim Curry's in it.
Yeah.
I like his movies. Yeah. Final Destination 1 through 7. Have you lost your mind, Bearded Beast?
Look,
did people not like those?
1 through 7?
Look, I was good. Look, 2 is my favorite one. Final Destination 2 is my favorite. I
can
love
go 1 and 2. That's it. One was the 2 where the guy. What was the one? The guy, whoever slipped on the spaghetti.
I don't remember.
That was 1.
All those movies kind of merged together for me.
Wait.
No,
wait
that was 2, I think.
That was 2. That was the dude who won the lottery, right?
Yeah.
That was 2. No, 2 had the better death. 2 had the better death. I'm sorry. 2 was fantastic.
No, the best death
the
I
one
remember.
Where the chicks got cooked in the tanning bed.
That was
no. The best death was when the girl stepped into the street and got hit by the bus.
Oh.
And everybody kept rewinding that space to find out when they put the CGI in for her.
Look, man, my favorite death has to be in 2 when Homeboy. Well, the first one is the greatest one. The traffic pileup, that's the greatest one. But my favorite death in Final Destination 2 has to be when Homeboy was running through those pigeons and then he just pretty much gets Mario Brothers by the plate of glass.
Yeah.
Like every time I watch that, I die laughing because it's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life.
I remember the spaghetti part, and I remember this very clearly. I was sitting there watching Final Fantasy. My mom, I wasn't sitting. My mom was watching. I was sitting on the stairs because I can see the living room from my stairs, and I was sitting on the stairs watching it from the stairs. And the part with the spaghetti came out when the dude comes off the escape ladder. And he's bouncing it, fire escape. He's bouncing it up and down, and it doesn't want to come down.
Yeah.
So he finally jumps off and he slips on that spaghetti.
Yeah, and then that ladder. And
I started laughing. My mom was like, "What is wrong with you? Get to your
man. Look. Those movies are funny. I don't care. Those movies
I think
are
one that kind of got me was because I was like, "Can that shit really happen?" I'm like, when the chick got into the car accident and then she's just waiting to get pried out of her car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And all she did was, I don't know, bend over to scratch her leg or something, and the airbag goes off and explodes her head. I was like, can that really happen?
Like
that was crazy.
I could probably do a whole video on my favorite. I might just do a video on my favorite deaths from the Final Fantasy. I'm about to say Final Destination franchise. Like,
because it's so crazy. It's so many of them that like really like from like hilarious to like really good deaths.
Yeah.
Like there's some legitimate deaths and there's some like hilarious ones.
I saw 3 in the movie theaters, but like after a while I was like, okay.
But no.
Yeah.
I feel like the girls in the tanning bed just got the worst end
they got cooked
of the sticks.
They got deep fried.
Yeah.
Everybody else's were pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got the slow death. Let me see. Somebody said Mikey. I don't know what that is.
He said these are horror movies apparently.
Okay.
That we never heard of.
Yeah, probably. Death Proof. I love Death Proof. I love Death Proof. I love it. Oh.
Death Proof is awesome, actually. Out of the Grindhouse movies, I love Death Proof the most.
Like, yes, I love Death Proof.
Planet Terror, I don't really care for. I don't care for Planet Terror, but
I love them both. Don't get me wrong, I love them both.
Death Proof is fantastic, and it's like classic Kurt Russell too. So, like, I love Death Proof. Death Proof was awesome.
So let me explain something to you about Death Proof, and it's going to sidetrack for like 2.5 seconds if you don't mind.
Okay.
I was working in the movie theater when Death Proof came out. And this is back when you had to build the films, and they came in the little reels, and you had these metal cases that came to you.
Yep.
So they brought the cases in, and there were like probably about 8 cases for this one movie, and I'm like, holy crap! So this is my first time like working in a booth by myself, everything, because I was a booth operator for forever. And one thing you have to know about being a booth operator, you have to be you have to lift prints. You're not like, there wasn't like digital where you just go press a button or change a CD. You had to legitimately stick a cardboard thing underneath your print and then lift it up from the middle. That is the worst kind of bend you can ever do in your entire life, because you have no leverage at that point. There's nothing. You're holding it like this, literally. And I remember Death Proof coming off I had to move Death Proof from one theater to another. And the theater, the actual disc in the middle was broken.
Woo.
Wow.
So, and what happened is that I had to keep changing it out, because we had 2 films in that one theater. We only had 3 platforms and only 2 of them worked. So I had to keep picking up Death Proof, putting it on the top, which the top came up to here to me, putting it on the top. And it was like 20 pounds of film. It was so heavy. I mean, don't get me wrong. We saw it before it came out, but it was 20 pounds. I felt like 20 pounds of film the way you had to carry it and had to hold it. I had to have 2 people come help me up, get it up there, because it was just that heavy. I mean, as far as the Grindhouse movie entirely.
Right.
So it was insane. I was one of the movies I will never forget ever, because I swear I hurt myself lifting that film many times. But I will watch the movie. I will watch Death Proof till no end, because Kurt Russell in there. Then you have Sidney Poitier's, that's his daughter, or
Sidney DeMaya.
Yeah, it's like and you have Rosario Dawson.
Yep.
God, why can't I think?
There's a couple.
There's a couple people in there. There's a couple people in there that are really, really, really good. Tracy Thomas, I love her as an actress. Zoe Bell. There's a couple people in there, and it's so freaking. It's out of left field. I don't care what anybody say. It's out of left field. It's like you would never think about this, but it makes you think twice about catching a ride with somebody, you know? Yeah. So definitely, I love Death Proof, and I love I love Planet Horror, but not as much. Like I said, not as much. I love Death Proof. I think I love Death Proof a lot more than I love Planet Horror. Planet Terror. Obviously, Planet Terror.
Yeah, same thing.
But I do like the scene in Planet Terror where Quentin Tarantino pulls down his pants. That I thought was hilarious.
Okay.
that I thought was hilarious. I thought that was the most hilarious thing ever. See, Machete. I love Machete too, and I love Machete too.
I saw the first one. I haven't seen this. I didn't see the second one yet. So I got.
I'll give you the second one. I have it. You can have it.
Sweet.
Yeah, I love Machete. Hentai Kamen.
What?
Don't know that, Joss. I don't know that one.
Wait, what?
She said Hentai Kamen. I don't know what that one is.
I don't know what that is, and I don't think that's suitable for people watching.
I already know. I know what hentai is, but I'm
exactly.
RoboCop and RoboCop 2.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of those movies. I love those movies.
Okay.
I love those movies.
Is that like saying you like Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2?
Not really. Yeah. I don't even remember the first one. I don't remember much of the first one. I remember Short Circuit 2, but RoboCop 1 and 2, yeah, I still dig those. RoboCop 3,
Yeah, Josh, exactly. That's what he got it for littering. Yeah, exactly. He had the garbage disposal. He threw it out the window. Yeah, I remember that. Jeepers Creepers 2, I actually did not like it.
I love Jeepers Creepers 2.
I did not like it.
Like the first one I thought was cool, but the third one I saw the second one I saw in the movie theaters actually, and I'm like, man, I'm having too much fun watching this movie. This movie's too much fun. The third one, the third one was almost like a prequel, basically. I'm like, I ain't asked for this. I want like a legit sequel. Come on now.
And I think a couple, and I'm just trying to look see anybody else, anything else. Skinwalkers.
That's like a B movie also. I've seen bits and pieces of that, but that's like B movie cheesiness right there.
Zoe Bell is bonkers. Oh,
Yeah. Zoe is crazy. I don't care. Zoe is for people don't know. Zoe is a stunt person.
Yeah.
Period. She is wild. Like we've seen Death Proof. She's sitting on this hood of this car, like riding this car with 2 freaking belts in her hand. Like this girl is wild. She's a cat. Like they said in the video, she's a cat. I don't know where her bones are, if they're in her body or not. I don't know what. But she has extra ones that she just built up. She is amazing. She's insane. And somebody else said he said Darkman. I never heard of Darkman either.
What?
Yeah.
Darkman. Again, that's another movie that was like ahead of its time, but I actually enjoyed the whole Darkman trilogy. Darkman was actually pretty good. The first one came out in the movie theaters, but the other 2 like came on like HBO or something like that, or like straight to DVD. Mm-hmm. But like, no, I like Darkman. Darkman was pretty cool. That was that's early Sam Raimi also.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
It's all right. So Tanya, I know you have some stuff.
Yeah. Don't kill me. I said
the room.
Let's just go through the list.
I said the room, so you can't get killed at this point. I've already come up with the worst movie ever.
All right. So I think I categorized mine from like big budgets, but doesn't mean that made them good. Mm-hmm. And then the second group I have is like, I have anybody who I was like obsessed with or had a crush on, mm-hmm. I would just watch their movies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true even as a kid. So here we go. First one, and Ken will attest to this. Every time it's on, he sees it on the TV. Any Twilight.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I know.
God. Oh God. I'm sorry.
I'm like, why am I watching this right now?
No judgment. No judgment. None.
So those movies, how many were there? 4 or 5, whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever comes on, I usually just watch.
It's great A filmmaking right there.
Yeah, I know.
I feel so bad for you, Ken. I'm sorry.
I'm not watching.
I mean, we have separate. We watch TV in separate rooms. So
okay, good.
I'm not watching it, so I don't know about me. I put in my hours with those movies, so man. Yeah.
The same thing with the 50 Shades trilogy.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm watching them, but I do for some reason.
Okay. Yeah. So I read the books first. I'm gonna throw that out there.
I refuse to read the books because I remember an old friend of mine was telling me about the books, and she was describing them to me, and I'm like, all right, this sounds like Zane's Sex Chronicles for white people, so I'm not interested.
Oh God. The books were just as bad.
Oh, okay.
The books were just as bad. I'm like, if not worse, the books were just bad.
Look, man, I don't know nothing about this, so I'm
and they don't. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. This does not represent the BDSM community. That is abuse. What he did was abuse. That is not the BDSM community. So definitely, yeah, that was a rough one. It was a rough one for me to watch.
Next one, Batman and Robin.
Okay.
I actually like that movie.
It's not bad. It's not as it's watchable. I can say that much. It's watchable. If not for entertainment value only.
The next one, again, no clue why. But every time it's on, I watch it. Catwoman.
Halle Berry version?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. So
Kendrick is so quiet right now. I can't even. Kendrick is so quiet right now.
I cannot co-sign on any of these movies. I cannot.
Poor thing. Oh my goodness, he's going through it right now.
Again, like I said, if I'm watching something that he doesn't want to watch, or he's watching something that I don't want to watch, luckily we have more than one television. So,
goodness, oh man.
All right, the next one. All right, I was a whole ass adult when this first movie dropped. I was 19 or 20 years old when these movies came out. And then, when the first one came out, and then, of course, I was older when the second and third one came out. The Cheetah Girls. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I liked VLW. So that's why I watched the Cheetah Girls. And I also used to like Raven Simone before she went crazy.
Meow.
Yep. Stay quiet. I'm going to keep going. Speaking of people I liked as a kid and was like obsessed with, no matter how bad it was, only one was bad actually. Any film based on Michael Jackson.
Okay, I did that. I did that.
Including the Flex Alexander.
Oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, first of all, I'm gonna sit there and say this. I'll watch them. Don't get me wrong. The Flex version is just hilarious.
Yeah, it is. Like, this is so bad. Why is this happening?
But the worst one was when they got that guy of non-pigment to play him.
I actually didn't see that one. I actually didn't even know that one was actually made.
So yeah, it was pretty bad.
So yeah, I'll put that on my list to watch.
I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. I don't remember the guy's name.
Weren't we just looking him up like a few weeks ago or something like that?
Yeah, I put it up on your post.
That's right, yes.
I put it up on your post. That's the first picture I put up. I was like, oh my God, it can't be as bad as this one. I was like, but that was one of the I legitimately, if you put up the worst Michael Jackson, like the Michael Jackson documentaries, that's the first picture you're going to come up with him. It's like legitimately, it's the worst. But yeah, no, I even watched the Michael Jackson movies that he made. So even like the bad movies, the dangerous stuff, all that stuff. I used to own them. I used to own them all. So I used to love it. I used to have
Captain EO and
I have never watched that.
Moonwalker.
Captain EO?
I want to watch that one.
I keep telling him we need to watch Captain EO.
It's on YouTube right now. It used to be a ride in Epcot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I was 6. That's the only part of. I was 6 when I went to Disney World, and that's the first and only time I went to Disney World. And Captain EO was pretty much the only thing I remember.
Yeah, I gotta watch that because I
all right.
Really
so after I have to make dinner. So after I'm going. That's why I'm going through this kind of quickly. So after I make dinner, we're gonna bring it up.
Okay.
Oh God.
I can't stand this man. I mean, I like this man, but for some reason I keep watching his crap. But the ones that I continue to watch is Family That Prays and Why Get Married 1 and 2. For some reason I keep watching stuff that this man makes.
Tyler Perry. I'm gonna give you one right now. One that I watch from him that I don't know why I keep watching it is a stupid Boo movie.
Oh, I actually never even seen that one because I can't really stomach the Medea movies. I think I watched Medea's Family Reunion. That's the only one I could tolerate, but that's it.
The only reason I watch it is Liza Koshy's in it.
Oh, okay.
So.
Was it even remotely funny?
No.
Okay, I figured.
No, not even a little bit.
We saw this in the movies, Ken and I, and we thought it was pretty terrible when we saw it in the movies. But then for some reason, I watched it again on television, and I'm like, it ain't that bad. It's still bad, but not terrible like I thought it was. And that was Independence Day Resurgence.
Independence Day Resurgence is one of those movies like, I don't know. I mean, because the thing is, when we saw it, it's like, all right, look, y'all took 20 years to make a damn sequel.
Yeah, they waited too long.
Okay, y'all took 20 years to make a sequel. Narratively speaking, it works. But, I mean, I don't know what we were expecting when we saw it, but it's like, what we saw, I'm like, this ain't it. This ain't it.
And then they set it up for a third one, which probably will never happen.
Like, if you watch it, I literally equated Resurgence to Independence Day 1. It's good up to a certain point. Like, Independence Day 1 is good up to a certain point.
I did watch the first Independence Day. I watch up until the attack, and then I turn.
Like, Independence Day Resurgence, if you watch certain pieces in the movie, some of the good ones, yeah, but other things like, what they did with Captain Stephen Hiller.
They made the aliens like way bigger, like a whole lot bigger. Like they were Godzilla-sized aliens chasing people.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know I haven't even watched that movie. I have no intention to watch it.
Yeah, you probably don't. You
don't need to
honestly,
watch it.
you really don't. You really don't need to watch it. Honestly,
I have no intentions. I'm like, I look at that movie, I'm like, no. Don't ruin my childhood.
It wasn't as bad as I initially perceived it to be, but it's still not great.
Yeah. It had a couple of redeeming factors, and they tried a couple of things, but too little, too late. Really, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Took too long. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
I fear that the same thing's gonna happen with Avatar, but we'll see. All right, I only have 3 more. The next ones were based on like really, really odd crushes that I had back in the day. So or now. So when I was a kid and a preteen and a teenager, I was obsessed with this group called Immature.
Oh God, I know where we're going with this. I know where we're going with this. Let me sip my drink.
I had a drink. Hold up. Not liquor, but like an actual juice. Like,
you don't even drink. All right, so House Party 3.
Mm-hmm.
House Party 4. A lot of people don't even know that one even existed.
Some straight to DVD joints.
Huh?
Some straight to DVD joints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think House Party 3, I don't think House Party 3 was in the movies.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
That's the one where a kid got married, right?
Did he? I don't even know.
I don't remember. Honestly, you want to know how bad that movie is? Nobody remembers it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I only remember Immature performing. And that's the only part I paid attention to.
Oh, there we go. That answers that.
And House Party 4, they were adults by this time. And it had no relation to the first 3.
Of course not.
Even though they were in the third one, which was weird, whatever. So, and then the last one is based on my current obsession. And I don't think it's a bad movie. Actually, anybody who reviews the movie thinks it's a good movie. I think it's just not known. And it's called The Domestics.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. And everybody I know, so that was not really a bad movie. A lot of people, again, it's just not a well-known movie.
It's like I've heard of it. I just haven't gotten around to actually been watching it, but
it's not that bad,
like, actually.
It's actually pretty solid.
Okay. Yeah.
But
it's an independent film, so of course a lot of that all depends on how well you're gonna promote it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
I thought I had it one with The Room, but she definitely said Twilight. But
Twilight will do it.
She said Twilight. I think that killed The Room entirely at this point. Oh man.
No.
Oh, poor thing. All right. So I guess while you go dinner, we'll talk about more of the ones that we had in
the comments.
Yeah, definitely. So let's take a look at what we have here.
Maximum Overdrive.
My mom loves that movie.
I have never watched that movie, but it looks kind of interesting.
First of all, I can't stand anybody. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say I can't stand. Let me rewind that statement. For some reason, in a movie, I get irritated when somebody talks like that. And it drives me nuts. And I saw the actress before because she was in The Legend of Billie Jean. I'm actually gonna look her up right now so I know her name. Hold on. I'm gonna look her up right now because she's very big in the 80s, and she wasn't a bad actress. It's just for some reason her voice just irked me.
What does she look like?
I'm gonna actually pull it up right now. I'll actually put a link in the comments. Hold on, as soon as I figure out her name. But yeah, it's basically But for anybody who doesn't know, she basically is a I should look it up this way. Like basically, like the trucks are now possessed, and they start driving around, killing people. It's really wild. Yearly Smith, that's her name.
Oh, her, Lisa Simpson.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Lisa Simpson.
Well, that's naturally her voice, though. Like,
I know, it's her natural voice. I know it's her natural voice. That's what she does Lisa so well, but she tones it down for Lisa.
Yeah. I mean, well, she's been doing Lisa for like years, so like. I don't know.
So she tones it down. So the problem is that when she's in these movies, you got to hear her. It's like, oh my god.
Right.
It's like, oh, but it's like for some reason her voice is just irritating me in a movie. Like when I hear her as Lisa, it's fine. But I'm like for some reason, it's looking at her and looking at her voice. I'm like, oh my god, it doesn't match. Right. I can't deal. But yeah, it's like basically these trucks are now possessed. They're trying to get these people like held up in a gas station. They need to escape. It's really like a stupid movie for me. My mom loves it. She's like, it's one of the best movies ever. I'm like, this movie is stupid. My mom loves it. It's like, if you even watch a little bit of it, it is hilariously dumb. Hilarious. But my mom enjoys every minute of it. I just can't deal. It's like the Langoliers for me. Like I can watch the Langoliers all day. That movie sucks. I can watch the Langoliers all day.
Yeah, I can too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's a I don't know why. It's just something about that series I can.
Yeah.
Like what's the other one with the house? That's the Stephen King movie with the house. Rose Red, I think is the name of the movie. Hold on, so I can find that right now.
Was it Rose Red?
Yep, Rose Red.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Rose Red is another movie that, again, Stephen King movie. I can watch it. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know why, but I can do it. It's oddly something about his oddly terrible movies.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maximum Overdrive, Texas Chainsaw, and the remake with Jessica Biel. No, thank you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. As a kid, seeing the commercial for like the Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 scared the hell out of me. Like, and I'd never seen the first one. Like now, I don't really care for it. It's like it's whatever. But like, I saw the remake. I rented it just for the heck of it. I'm like, these people are crazy. I don't know what's wrong with these people out here. Wrong Turn. I've never seen Wrong Turn. I've never seen it.
I have. It's okay. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. Like it's not rewatchable. Like you watch it once. Like if somebody had it on TV, I'd probably glance at it and just get up and walk away. But like if I was forced to stand.
Yeah. Howard the Duck, I haven't watched in years, and it's funny because me and Tony, we just recently watched like a pitch meeting video on YouTube about Howard the Duck, and it's like, holy crap, we really watched anything back then. Like,
I'm like, but wasn't that supposed to be part of like a series or something like that? Wasn't he supposed to be part of like a series of movies at that point?
I don't even know. Like, this Howard the Duck movie came out in like the 80s, and I'm like, we really just watched any old crap that had like anything cartoon related in it. Like, it's not a good movie. It's really not a good movie.
I didn't watch it at all, to be honest with you, because the head of the duck freaked me out. I didn't particularly like it too much.
Wild. They were trying some stuff that wasn't working too much. Yeah.
Let me see here. What else do we have up here?
The Craft.
The Craft. The Craft was good.
I can mess with The Craft, man. The Craft is actually a really good movie. I don't know anyone that doesn't like The Craft, actually.
Yeah, The Craft is a really good movie. I mean, I enjoy that way too much.
Yeah. And it's been a minute since I watched it, actually. It's really good.
I watch it every time it comes on. Every time it's on TV, I watch it. It actually was on Netflix for a little bit. I was watching it on Netflix all the time. It's one of those movies I always turn on, but they're also making a remake of it. That's how much of a cult following that movie has.
There we go.
So they're going to be making a remake. So that movie actually legitimately has like a huge cult.
It does. It really, like, ever since I was in middle school, ever since it came out, I knew people that loved the movie. So yeah, I don't know anyone that doesn't like that movie. I think The Craft is one of the best movies out there.
What's her name made that movie? The crazy one. What's her name? She's actually a real Wiccan.
Fairuza Balk?
Yeah, she's actually a real Wiccan. Yeah.
She hasn't done a lot of things lately.
And she was in another movie that I love that a lot of people hate. Return to Oz. I love Return to Oz.
I have not watched that, but I heard that movie was insane.
The movie was crazy.
Yeah, I heard.
The movie was wild, and it's pretty much like it's Wizard of Oz on acid.
Yeah.
I love it. I loved every minute of it. I can watch every time it comes on because it was scary for a kid. That's a frightening movie. Those little things on the wheels scared the crap out of me as a kid. Mm-hmm. They weren't like looking back on it. Like, what were you gonna do to me? Like, what were you gonna do to me? Like, roll me? Like, bump into me? Like, like looking back on it now, but as a child, you're like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I love it still. I still watch it. I think it's one of the most. I think I like it better than Wizard of Oz, to be honest with you, because of the fact there's no singing. Number one. Number two, it's not campy. It's very very
dark.
Yeah, it's very much dark.
Daryl also said The Stand.
I read the book this year. I'm gonna tell you about my timing on The Stand. I'm gonna tell you how specific my timing was on The Stand. As soon as I got to the Captain Tripp's version, the Captain Tripp's part of the book, guess what happened?
Pandemic hit. Yep.
As soon as I got to that, I was like, really?
Like,
really?
I watched it years ago, like when it first came on as a kid. I watched it then, but they're remaking it actually. At least they're making a new version of it. I can't wait for that one to come out because I know
it should be better.
Yeah, so I can't wait for that to come out. Actually, The Devil's Rejects I've never watched actually, but I heard that was good.
I actually watched it, and I actually watched it more than once. Believe it or not. Mm-hmm. Now, would I watch it again? No. It was one of those movies I had to watch a second time to make sure I didn't like it.
Oh, okay. Yep, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, it's like I get it, but it's a wild movie. It's like it's a little bit too wild for me. It's like The Hills Have Eyes. Mm-hmm. The Hills Have Eyes. When I first watched it, I liked it. When I watched it again, I hated it. I thought it was dumb.
It's been a minute since I watched that too. I used to have I didn't have that movie. It's just been a minute. I didn't like the sequel, The Hills Have Eyes 2. I didn't like it. I didn't like that one too much.
Well, a lot of sequels we don't like.
Yeah.
It's not. That may be something we can talk about. Sequels that we found.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can talk all day about that.
Yeah, shoot. Sequels we found to be good because I'm like, there's a lot of sequels that I found I can't. It's not many I can say I liked.
Yeah.
There's a lot I can say I cannot stand. But yeah, I'm trying to think of any other movies that I actually, I love, but people can't. I know one. Hold on, Cry Baby.
I saw bits and pieces of that. So it was an interesting movie. Very interesting Johnny Depp movie.
And the only reason I watched is Johnny Depp because it's my ex-husband. You already know that.
Yeah.
So my ex-husband and I have to watch the movie every time it comes on. Ratchet Face is always there staring at me. Cabin in the Woods is...
I keep saying I'm going to watch that, and I haven't watched that yet.
You haven't seen Cabin in the Woods yet?
No.
Oh, my God. And I can't ruin it for you then.
All right.
Oh, God. Cabin in the Woods is one of those movies, again, comes out of left field. You don't realize what's happening until it's happening, and you're like, oh. And you're like, oh. And out of nowhere, it goes left field, and then it completely does like this 180, and then starts drilling into the ground.
Wow!
It's just like, what the heck is just happening here? It's one of those. It's a really wild trip all the way through, but it's like it has a lot of features from a lot of different horror genres. That's what I really like about it. So yeah, definitely, I do like all that. You know what? I like Cloverfield Paradox too.
You know what? And it's funny because I watched that movie the night it dropped. I watched the Cloverfield Paradox. I'm like, this is interesting. I don't know if it needs to be connected to the Cloverfield franchise, but I thought it was pretty dope. It kind of reminded me of Sunshine a little bit, but not too much. Mm-hmm. But I thought that movie was pretty interesting.
Plus, it had one of my crushes in it.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Daryl said Fear with Mark Wahlberg. It's been a minute since I watched that movie. I think Fear is a product of its time. I think it was good then. I don't know how good it is now because I haven't watched it in so long.
See, I have a question. Does anybody like The Happening at all?
Yeah, you do you?
No.
Yeah. So nope. The Happening. No.
I wonder if there's anybody out there that legitimately likes The Happening. Like I know. What'd she say?
She said she was just thinking about The Happening just now.
Yeah, because you think about Mark Wahlberg. It's like one of his most horrible movies. It's like
that movie was so bad.
It's like The Other Guys. The Other Guys is a hit or miss with some people. People love it or they hate it.
The Other Guys I actually like. I think The Other Guys is funny. I know a lot of people don't like it. I genuinely laugh watching The Other Guys.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I like the TLC references. That's what I like about that movie.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just thinking about The Happening.
The Happening, yeah. But yeah,
I think I don't know. I was just standing there and I heard you, and I said, I think I was thinking about movies. I don't like The Happening at all. Like I hate that movie, but for some reason when it comes on, I watch it.
It's so dumb. It's
really dumb.
Maybe not the whole thing, but I'll sit and watch like 10, 15, maybe even up to a half hour of it. And I'm like, this is so dumb. And then I'll eventually turn. But why did I stop on it in the first place?
Exactly.
I don't like this movie.
It's like, I only had to watch it once. I'm like, yeah, but I don't need to watch this again. Because nothing makes sense.
It did keep you interested. Beardy Bill says it kept you interested. Yeah. But the thing is that also, what's that other movie with the stupid the aliens and the I can't think of Signs. Signs is another movie. I can't stand it, but I'll sit down and watch it. It's dumb as bricks, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
But I'll sit down. I'm like, okay, we're gonna watch this movie because it's like, but why? I don't know. I have no clue. I don't like it. Don't get me wrong. I don't like it. I don't love it. I don't. Right. But I have to watch it. Something about it draws me directly to it. Do I remember the Christopher Walken from
which movie? He probably did a lot. Christopher Walken does a lot of movies. But while you come up with the title, I'm gonna drop my list now. I managed to pull some out. So some of these might go into the category of movies that I just like that other people didn't. But
sorry, are you talking about The Prophecy?
I don't think that was 95. Prophecy came
out. That was 95.
Prophecy
That's
came
95.
out. The Prophecy?
Came out 95.
Oh, well, the Prophecy? I like the first one. I like the second one better. I like the second one, Prophecy movie, more, actually. I like that one. No, not the second one. The third one. I like the third one more. Which one do I got? Yeah, the third one. I like the third one more. That's me. But, anyway, like I said, a lot of the titles on this list are probably going into the category of movies that I like, but nobody else does. But that will be up for you guys to decide. So the first one is actually, I didn't think it was too bad of an attempt at a video game movie. It's Prince of Persia. I didn't mind it too much. I don't own it, and I probably wouldn't watch it again. But race issues aside, I thought it was pretty okay. I mean, of course, they were basing it off of Sands of Time, and I know, and I've played the games. The games are awesome.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, my second one, and I just had this daggone title in my head just now. I was literally just thinking about it. But I'm gonna have to come back to it. I'm gonna have to rethink about it again. I know a lot of people have issues with the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. I like them.
I don't have an issue with any of them.
I think my favorite one has to be At World's End. I like At World's End a lot. I think that was the one that, you know what? No, I think On Stranger Tides is the one that a lot of people didn't really like.
I didn't mind any of them. I like Dead Man's Chest is the best. I think is the one I like the most.
Yeah, I like the ending to At World's End. I like the ending a lot to it. But Dead Man's Chest, I will agree with you. Dead Man's Chest is probably the best one out of the whole franchise. I really like that one. I think I mentioned this before. You probably heard me mention it a few times in a couple of podcasts, but Face Off.
I told you, Face Off is one of those movies.
Man,
Face Off is one of those movies where I'm like, I love it. There's a couple of those, like, you know, John Travolta type of movies that you kind of like. It's like you watch. It's like no matter what, you're gonna just watch.
Yeah.
Face Off is definitely one of those movies that you're just gonna watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like you love it. You have to love it. It's like you have to. It's like you're forced to. And like you don't. It's force fed.
Yeah.
I don't think what the other one was, but he robbed the bank. What was that movie?
That wasn't Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3, was it?
No, not that one. Oh God, I'm gonna think about it later. Was he even in that movie? Or am I thinking about somebody else? I'm probably thinking of somebody else. We'll see. No, Swordfish.
Swordfish. Right. Swordfish.
Swordfish is another movie that a lot of people don't like. Now, if you would have said Battlefield Earth, I would have had a problem with you.
No, Battlefield Earth is straight trash. that might be worse than The Room. Actually. Smoke and Mirror said he's never seen Pirates of the Caribbean movies. You got to get on that, man. Like,
well, it's not. Here's the thing: it's not everybody's cup of tea.
That's true. Also, like,
it's not.
Like, I'm a fan of Johnny Depp, so that's why that's what did it for me. I'm a fan of Johnny Depp, so you know.
So if you can get through the first one, then you get the premise for all the rest of them. It makes you want to watch the rest of them. And now don't get me wrong, some of them are going to be hard to watch. After Dead Man's Chest is pretty much just like, okay, time out, I need a break.
Yeah.
But after, like, Dead Man's Chest for me, like I said, was the biggest one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pirates is one of those movies, and that's mainly because of me. That's one of my favorite rides at Disney World. Okay. That's the reason why I love Pirates of the Caribbean. So one of my favorite rides. That was even the last time I went, I had to make sure. I don't care the wait was an hour. I waited an hour to get on Pirates, and I still did it. So that's just how I am with Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just one of my favorite rides of Disney. So I had to watch it. So I had to like it.
Another one just came to me. I just thought about it. I don't know what happened. And don't get me, I love the Netflix series, but I like Thomas Jane's Punisher. I actually liked it. Like, I didn't mind it too much. Punisher Warzone, no. I don't need that. I don't need Punisher Warzone. I didn't need that. The Netflix series of John Bernthal, perfection. Even though season 2 again was one of those things that I was talking about where people were just being dumb, but you know that we're not going to talk about that right now. But I don't know. I kind of dug Thomas James Punisher. I don't know why. I kind of did. And Travolta was the villain in the movie too, so it was just like, I don't know. I dug it. I know a lot of people didn't. Maybe I hate myself for liking that movie so much, but I dug it. I kind of wish they had brought him back for the sequel, but, you know. We got John Bernthal now, so that makes me feel a lot better. So.
Beauty Beast said a couple of things. Natural Born Killers with Woody Harrelson. You know what? I have never seen that movie.
Natural Born Killers? It's been a minute since I've seen that movie.
I have never seen that movie.
That was actually pretty all right. It was pretty good. I watched that as a kid, actually.
And he said you have to watch Face Off and Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow is one of my guilty pleasures, actually. Broken Arrow. That is classic for Travolta also. I saw that in the movie theaters with a couple of my boys. It's
a lot of Travolta. Now I'm thinking about a lot of Travolta movies that you end up watching that are actually terrible. Because even Staying Alive was horrible.
Yeah. Like
Staying Alive was terrible.
Broken Arrow is full of cheese. Broken Arrow is full of cheese, but like I don't know, man.
So the kills in that movie were epic. Like
Which one? Dr. Boring Killers or Broken Arrow? Or Face Off? Which one? I don't know.
Yeah, which one are you talking about? I'm trying to think of the name. It's not. Was it? It was Staying Alive. Yeah, I'm just messing myself up. And Saturday Night Fever. Saturday Night Fever and Staying Alive were both terrible. Grease is another movie I have to watch every time it comes on.
I've never watched
like a classic.
I've never watched Grease. I don't know.
The original Hairspray. That's another movie I watched. The original Hairspray with Ricky Lake. If that movie comes on, I don't care what I'm doing. Everything's being dropped. And I will go out of my way to watch that movie too. I love Ricky Lake in that movie, and I love Divine. I love Divine. Oh my goodness. It was too much. I can sit down and watch it all day. And a lot of people, another movie a lot of people don't like, and I found out, like, even my sister doesn't like this movie. Pulp Fiction. A lot of people don't like Pulp Fiction.
I hear there's a lot of people that don't like Pulp Fiction.
I
think you gotta be. I think you gotta be a Tarantino fan to really appreciate it.
I don't think so. I think you have to be a fan of just. I think in general, I think you have to understand that it's not in order. Like you have to like be a memento. Like you have to understand Memento. Like Memento's another movie like that where people don't understand it. Yeah. Like you have to be like a fan of like that type of film where it's all out of order, out of context, and then you put it together, and then you're like, okay, now it makes sense. Mm-hmm. But if you can't get to that point, you're not that kind of like like that logical thinker. A lot of people like I don't like it because it doesn't make sense. It's pop from here to there, but like they know they're all straight in order. They're not in order, but they all have an order. They're just out of order.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just have to put it together in your head. Like he's challenging your intelligence. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it's one of those movies where I can definitely, sit down and watch.
Powder. Powder.
Oh my God.
Powder was interesting, actually. I actually ended up watching that because it came on TV one time. And I'm like, let me just sit and watch this thing. I'm like, this is actually pretty good. I don't think a lot of people saw it enough. I think that might have been what happened with Powder, but Powder was actually, I kind of dug Powder.
I couldn't get through it. I'm sorry. I couldn't. I still was an adult. I can't get through it.
So I guess I'll add Powder to my list. I thought Powder was pretty interesting. At least the premise of it was. Another one, again, like going back to Face Off, of course, it's just classic John Woo. His first run-in in America. Actually, no, it wasn't. That wasn't his first run-in with America. Hard Target was his first American movie. But Face Off was, that is action movie cheese. You can't, it's just certain things about Face Off you just gotta like. I mean, the movie itself is kind of ridiculous, especially the premise, but the execution, you kind of gotta give it to John Woo in that respect, man. Like, you just kind of got to.
I like it, and that I'm never gonna sit there and say like I don't like it. It's not like it's like that's like the National Treasure movies for me. I'm like National Treasure movies again, terrible.
Right.
But I like it.
I got another one. This apparently I guess was supposed to be the start of the dark universe for whatchamacallit for Universal. Mm-hmm. But I finally was able to watch it. Dracula Untold is actually pretty good to me.
Never seen it actually.
I actually I appreciate the direction that they tried to take Dracula in this movie. I thought it was pretty good. Luke Evans played Dracula, and just everything else behind it. I thought it was pretty decent. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Dracula Untold for what it was. I think that probably would have been a better start to the dark universe as opposed to that Mummy movie with Tom Cruise. Like you really couldn't just find Brendan Fraser somewhere and just ask him like, hey, what you doing? You want to come?
That was a Tom Cruise movie. That's bottom line what that was. That was a Tom Cruise movie.
Like you don't want to come through real quick and do this movie?
Nah, because at that point Tom Cruise wouldn't have had his creative license. Oh God, I have another one.
What?
The Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
I have to.
Nope. I watched it one time. I'm like, yep, I never need to watch this ever in life. Never. Like, no. Like, what are you doing? Harrison Ford, what are you doing? Coming back for Star Wars was one thing because you literally got killed in The Force Awakens. All right? But, bro.
Spoiler alert for people that haven't watched it yet.
A fridge dog. A fridge. Word. That's what we doing? All right. Okay. All right. No problem. That's all right, bro. You do you, homie. You do you.
I like that, and I like the most recent Godzilla movie.
I do too. I like Godzilla and King of the Monsters. I like both of those.
Yeah. I love them. I don't know why. It's they weren't that great, but the same thing with King Kong. I could sit down and watch that movie all day long. The new one.
Kong Skull Island? Me too.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I can too because I thought Skull Island was pretty decent also.
Oh God, I have another one.
Oh dear.
One just made me think of another one, and it's so bad. It's so bad.
Oh, which one is? Oh, what is it? What is it? You gotta tell us now.
Land of the Lost.
I tried. I really tried. I really tried with that movie, and I love Will Ferrell. I'm probably one of the few people that still love Will Ferrell, but nah, man, nah.
I watched that all.
I sat there saying like, nope, nah. I'm sorry, Will. This ain't doing it for me. And I used to watch the TV show too.
Oh my gosh! The part that gets me is that they're playing freaking show tunes.
Yeah.
And the bad part is it's a chorus line, which is another movie which I have a guilty pleasure for. If the chorus line ever comes on, I watch the entire movie. And it's just hearing, God, I hope I get it. I hope I get it. I'm just dying. Because I can't help it. Every time I hear that song now, it goes back to Will Ferrell. I cannot unsee it anymore. It just happens. They said 10 Cloverfield Lane. That actually wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was pretty alright actually. I'll give Cloverfield Lane pretty good. It's funny. I watched the Cloverfield Paradox before I watched 10 Cloverfield Lane. I mean, I had already seen like Cloverfield. I'd already seen it, but I've been meaning to watch 10 Cloverfield Lane. But after I watched the Cloverfield Paradox, I'm like, okay, now I definitely gotta watch 10 Cloverfield Lane. It was actually I actually dug it. I really dug it.
Beard and Beast agrees with me. Land of the Lost always.
Nah,
see?
Man. Nah.
See? He knows.
Nah, man.
You have to. I was like, it's just one of those things you have to.
I was trying to write it out for Will Ferrell, but nope. Nope. Couldn't do it. Could not do it.
It's a good one.
I've talked about this a great deal. I've talked about this numerous times, but I'm going to talk about it here, and I know there's probably more people that didn't like this movie than liked it. Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition. Like, I'll give you the theatrical release has some issues, but the Ultimate Edition did it for me. It definitely did it for me. And I can either hate myself for loving this movie or love myself for loving this movie. I genuinely enjoyed Batman vs Superman, the Ultimate Edition.
Justice League and Suicide Squad. I hate them.
Oh, Tani says she also didn't hate Justice League and Suicide Squad.
Poor thing.
She says poor thing. Like, I should have. I was like, you know what? What's interesting? Even leading up to Justice League, my excitement for it started to just die down. Like, we got to the movie theaters. I'm like, when we left, I was like, I mean, this was cool.
You felt like something was missing. You felt like you got gypped.
Like this, I don't think this was supposed to be Justice League.
You got gypped. That's basically what happened. You got robbed.
I mean,
that's basically.
Yeah.
It was too much. It was too much of the Marvel competition. It's like Marvel put out this. I got no, slow your roll, calm down, put the fire out in your underwear. It's okay. We're good. It's too much.
Like what started it, I think when Zack Snyder stepped down, I think that's what started it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like they're bringing in Joss Whedon. I'm like, okay, he gave us Avengers, so I'm gonna give him a chance. But got into the movie theater, and just what they did with Batman, I'm like, this isn't Batman. Batman doesn't tell jokes. Batman doesn't smile. This isn't Batman. What the heck is this? That's why I tell people the Batman we got in Batman v Superman, way better than the Batman we got in Justice League. Mm-hmm. And honestly, at that point, I only really wanted to go see Justice League. Like, midway through the movie, I was like, okay, just don't screw up Superman. What's the first thing we see?
They screw up Superman.
Horrible ass lip on Superman.
Yeah, they screw up Superman.
Like, that lip took me out of the movie. It took me out. Yeah. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, you really could have waited until the very next year when he was done with Mission Impossible and then film everything else. No. Because production companies and meddling.
Money.
Yes.
Money.
Like, nah, Justice League. And the crazy part is, I actually own Justice League. I own the movie. Because if I'm going to start this thing, I might as well get the whole collection. The only movies I don't have for the DCEU are Shazam and Aquaman. I don't own those movies. But like, Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition. I mean, and there's been plenty of people that were like, I don't care. It's still a horrible movie. I'm like, you know what? That's you, bro.
It's still a horrible movie, but still, I don't judge you. It is what it is. I don't judge you for it.
Like,
it's okay.
Look, man, like, I'm in the process of rewriting it right now, and in my honest opinion, it should have just been a straight Man of Steel sequel. I'm still gonna stick with that. Batman v Superman should have just been a straight Man of Steel sequel, but
yes,
production companies, money,
Batman. That was it's too much rush. Like same thing with Superman. Like I felt, like I said, when I told you about the Superman movie, I felt the Man of Steel movie. I felt as though it was too much getting hit at me at one time.
Yeah.
Again, not being a Superman fan, automatically I'm like, whoa, calm down, relax, separate this. It was just too much being thrown. They were trying to rush everything. You already knew this. They were rushing to try to get the match up to Marvel. You can't do that. You have to build like Marvel did.
Yeah, exactly.
So Bearded Beast. First of all, I don't like you anymore. You're not my friend anymore.
What do you say?
Beetlejuice. Who doesn't love Beetlejuice?
Are you serious? I don't know anyone that doesn't like Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is that Tim Burton movie that you can't not like.
Watch.
You have If it's on TV, I'm sitting and watching it. If it's on TV, I will sit and watch it. It's Beetlejuice, man. Like, if you didn't grow up on Beetlejuice, man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. Beetlejuice is that movie. Like, everything about it just works. Like, that was that was Tim Burton in his like
prime.
Exactly. That's Tim Burton at his prime. Like, yo. Like, come on now. This Beetlejuice, man. It's Beetlejuice, man. You can't don't do this to Beetlejuice, man. Don't do that to Beetlejuice.
No, don't do that to Beetlejuice. That's my phrase. I myself am stranger than usual. I do not. That's Beetlejuice. This is me.
Like Beetlejuice,
I'm Lydia Dietz.
Beetlejuice is like Ghostbusters for me. As a kid, you like watching all like the craziness and stuff like that. But as an adult, you laugh at all the jokes.
Yes,
like everything is hilarious. Like so, it's like
Yeah, because everything went over your head as a kid.
Exactly.
Everything went over your head. He had a very good understanding of what's supposed to go over a kid's head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this, like if you, I'm not gonna say this, but if you do a certain thing, you become a civil servant agent in the afterlife.
Right.
That is hilarious to me.
Exactly.
Especially it's like it's hilarious to me. But like you as a kid, you didn't understand that, but as an adult, it's freaking hilarious.
Like as a kid, all you know is ghosts, afterlife, special effects, dancing, some crazy dude with wild hair,
worms,
doing stuff, sandworms, and like, like come on now, come on, man, don't do this to Beetlejuice, man. Don't do this. Don't you dare.
Classic Enter the Dragon. Again, another one I have no problem with.
Enter the Dragon.
Another one I have no problem with.
Enter the Dragon is great. What are you talking about? Enter the Dragon is fantastic.
That's like saying I can't think of the name of the movie right now because I'm thinking about it top of my head right now. I'll think about it later. I'm not when I was born home.
And I own Enter the Dragon, but if it's on TV, I'll sit and watch it.
Yeah, I'll sit and watch it. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, like, come on now. My last movie, the last movie I have on this list, is probably the only wrestling movie you'll hear me talk about. And I know there's not a lot of wrestling movies out there. In fact, I still haven't even finished Fighting with My Family. I haven't finished watching that yet. I started, but I didn't finish. But I found Ready to Rumble to be hilarious. That was David Arquette, Scott Conn, Oliver Pratt, and it's a WCW movie. It's a WCW movie. I actually thought
that's why I don't know what it is. That's probably why I'm like.
I actually thought it was pretty hilarious. Like, I don't see it a lot on TV, but if it actually comes on TV, I'll probably sit and watch it a little bit. I thought it was pretty funny. That's back when that's back when they decided to give David Arquette the World Heavyweight Championship for some unknown reason. But Ready to Rumble, and now I'm about to look on my shelf.
Oh God, you know another one I'm guilty for?
What?
The Mario movies.
Yeah, you might be alone on that one.
Yeah, I'm alone in my principles, and I have to watch it every single time it's on TV.
That
I have to. It's a must. I'm sorry.
Super Mario. Oh my God. Super Mario.
Yes, I can't. It's so terrible. It's like, but I have to watch it.
Like.
somebody else said Constantine. I actually didn't mind Constantine.
You know what?
I know they did. I didn't mind it.
Constantine is one of those movies where it's like you got to appreciate it for what it is. Like even after we've seen, you know, Constantine on like the Arrowverse and stuff like that, and he's a good Constantine, but the movie, there's something slick about the movie.
Yeah.
Like there's something really slick about the movie. I enjoy a lot of parts about it. Like I enjoy Tilda Swinton as Gabriel. I enjoy I forgot who played Lucifer, but I enjoyed him. Like there's things about that movie that you just have to appreciate about it. It's pretty solid, even though it's kind of loosely based on a comic book. You kind of gotta ride with it. You gotta kind of ride with it a little bit.
But I mean, just and Beard the Beast actually gave us an idea, but I don't think it's gonna rock. Pretty much rock because it's only 2 Star Trek fans on the show.
What'd he say?
You need to do a show on all the Star Trek movies: Shatner versus Picard versus young Shatner. Yeah.
See now,
so he meant to say Kirk. That's what he meant to say, young Kirk. The problem is
you might first of all you might have to talk to Harold about that because I've never seen all of the old Star Trek movies. I've seen like from beginning to end. I've seen The Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, maybe The Undiscovered Country, but those are like the only 2 solid Star Trek movies, old Star Trek movies I watch. Now the Picard movies, I watched them all. Generations, First Contact, Insurrection, Nemesis, I watched all of those. And for the most part, I like those. I think Generations was cool because that was like a passing of the torch, but I think I really like First Contact because it dealt with the Borg, and I love the Borg. So, yeah. Insurrection, Nemesis, I thought was okay. I was okay with Nemesis. I mean, it was a young Tom Hardy who played a Picard clone, but I definitely say First Contact is my favorite, like, Next Generation movie. Now, as far as like the young Kirk movies,
you're not too familiar.
The reboot movie I thought was cool. I'd have to give it to Into Darkness. Into Darkness was I give it to Into Darkness because Benedict Cumberbatch was pretty cool in that movie. As Kyle. Yeah. I dug that. Star Trek Beyond is actually a pretty fun movie, but the ending kind of. Yeah. Exactly.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then he also said another one of my favorites, Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks is
funny.
Come
on now.
Mars Attacks is funny. You gotta
unusual.
Exactly. That's to me. I always thought of Mars Attacks as being like almost a parody of Independence Day.
It is too funny to not like.
Exactly.
Come on now. I was like, come on now. You have what's the big guy's name? Big guy's name.
Jim Brown. Because you had Jim Brown, Tom Jones.
Yes.
Jack Nicholson was the president.
Yes,
like,
it's too much.
Yeah. Like
can't we all just get along?
It's one of those star-studded movies that you can't hate on. It really is.
But it's even more so. It's like even more hilarious. It just has too many parts. They're just too. Like even the aliens talking to each other with the high pitch.
Like seriously, after that movie came out, I went back to school and that's all I heard in the hallway. That's all I heard in the hallway was just people talking like the aliens. I heard it every day for like a week in the hallway.
Oh my! It's like, come on now, like that is just too hilarious. I cannot stress how much Mars Attacks, like that was just for me was just way too funny.
I got 2 more movies I actually want to add to this list.
Sure.
I know a lot of people didn't like them. I have some problems with them as well, but I didn't mind the first 2 Fantastic Four movies. I didn't mind them. Rise of the Silver Surfer, that took me out because of what they did with Galactus. They basically turned him into a cloud. I'm like, what is this? But everything else with that, I thought was okay. That new one was ridiculous. But I have a soft spot for the Fantastic Four movies. The Matrix trilogy. I'm gonna be a diehard Matrix fan to the day I die. I am. Now, as an adult, I can admit there were things wrong with the Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revolutions. I can admit that. I think the first one still holds up a great deal. It's still the best one. But you know.
Yeah, Matrix Reloaded and Revolution were like pretty much. It was like at that point, it was just like it's. I just couldn't at that point. It was just like, yeah, no, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done. Blank Man. I love Blank Man.
Blank Man is fantastic.
Blank Man.
Blank Man is so fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. Blank Man is great. It is
Blank
really
Man is
great.
so funny. I don't know. I can't get why people don't like Blank Man. I do. I love Blank Man to the point where, like, come on now, like, the girlfriend has my name. Like,
Exactly.
It's like, come on now.
Blank Man is a product of his time, but it might have been ahead of his time too.
Yeah.
I that's what I think with Blank Man. I think because like there's still like a lot of like unknown superhero movies that are coming out still. Like if it came out now, it might.
I don't think they'd be able to get away with a lot of the things they're doing.
Probably not. That's the thing. Like so that's why I say it's a product of his time. You know. So, but Blank Man is hilarious. I watch it all the time. Anytime it's on TV, I'm sitting and watching Blank Man. I am. I'm sorry. Blank Man is great. Blank Man is hilarious.
It's funny. It is so funny. It's just one of those movies that is funny because it's such a touchy thing, especially because they're black. They're black superheroes.
Exactly.
You know, crime fighters is a better way to put it. Not superheroes, they're crime fighters. But yeah, definitely. You know that he said Meteor Man. Not too big of Meteor Man.
Meteor Man. I mean, I won't watch it every time it's on, but I can roll with it. Meteor Man was again that's definitely a movie that's a product of its time. Meteor Man.
Yeah, he has a lot of those that they will not be able to remake now.
Yeah,
at all. They're not going to be able. They're going to stay where they are because they're just so touchy and controversial and.
Like honestly, I probably wouldn't want a remake of Meteor Man or Blank Man. Like those movies themselves are good on their own, actually.
You know, what else is there? What's the other movie that he did? Major Pain. A lot of people don't like Major Pain. Major Pain is another funny movie. Yeah,
I think Major Pain is funny also. Damon Wayans actually did he was doing a lot of movies for a minute.
Yeah,
he was in a lot of stuff, but like, I don't know. Like, I guess people weren't ready for him to transition from TV to movies or something.
Not even that. A lot of the movies he did where he was playing the main character.
That's true also.
He was playing a lot of the main character. He was playing a lot of the more comedic, you know, and he was a lot of, especially with this one, he's touchy. He's a black man commanding white kids. Like,
yeah.
You know, and he's calling them maggots and all sorts of nastiness. And like, of course, it's like, it's going to be a little touchy.
Exactly.
People are going to get a little offended because they don't want the kids called that.
Yeah.
You know, we live in a sensitive time. But again, it's another movie that would never be made now.
Yeah.
They would never touch that movie again.
Especially right now.
They will never remake that movie. It's like you touch that movie, it's like, oh, we're done.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
But I don't know. I can't think of any more, to be honest with you. I probably have more, but I can't think of it.
I can't think of any more right now at the moment either. I think I'm like tapped out. Like I've just watched so many movies, and a lot of them I don't own. So like if it had to be one of the things like if it was on TV and I just happened to walk past it and it's on, I'm like oh yeah, I didn't like that, or oh yeah, that.
It's a lot of movies that are there that like. You know, there's a lot of movies that I'm indifferent about. Like, if they're on the TV, if they're not on the TV, I'll just walk past it. I don't care. I'll leave it on. I don't care. You know, it's a lot of movies that are like that with me. But I think in the most...
Like, there's, like, certain movies I have to, like, really be thinking about it if I want to sit down and watch it. Like, if it's, like, one of those movies, like, I haven't watched in, like, a minute that I don't own, and then it's, like, if it just happens to be on TV, I'm like, okay, we're just going to sit and watch this. All right. Other than that, you know...
Joe's Apartment. Oh my God, that was terrible.
That was. Phantasm. I don't even remember Phantasm. It's been a minute since I watched it.
I know. I actually watched Phantasm too. That's another movie that's the kind of.
I watched it as a kid, but like, and I never watched this. I watched like maybe the sequels a couple of times, but it's been a minute since I've seen that movie.
Yes, Phantasm and the ballet horror movie, which I can't think of right now. Not Black Swan, but the other one. That they just remade. Suspiria.
Right.
It's another movie I watch. One tubby. How funny.
Oh my God.
Two. Like you can't say that now. That's offensive. Like, you know, and I get it. It's not gonna be funny now.
Right.
It's not. So, but yeah, no, I can't think of anything else right now.
Me neither.
I think I'm kind of like burnt out at this point because I'm like I probably have a lot more.
Yeah.
Sitting in my head, and you know, I don't. Oh, the Simpsons movie. I can't watch that actually. I think it's terrible.
Yeah, I could have. I watched it like once. I'm like, yeah, I could do without this.
Same thing with the Family Guy movie. I own the Family Guy movie. I don't even watch it.
Honestly speaking, Family Guy to me ain't even trying no more. Honestly, like some things are still funny to watch, but like honestly, I feel like the new Family Guy, they're really not even trying. It's like
there's a lot of stuff I don't watch because he's doing too many things. He's trying to go on too many different venues, trying to keep the Family Guy. I'm like at this point, I'm like I'd rather watch. I'd rather bring back Futurama, bring back new episodes of Futurama than that.
I haven't watched American Dad in a minute, but when I was watching it, I actually like American Dad. I
just like Roger.
Yeah, like I haven't watched it in like a good minute, but like, you know, the Cleveland Show, I couldn't do it. I really couldn't. I really tried with the Cleveland Show, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. That was
the last person they needed to make a show out of.
Really?
They should have made Quagmire should have been the person they made the show out of.
Like I really could have seen Quagmire having his own show. Cleveland, he didn't really need one. And like watching this stuff, I'm like, dude, you're I mean, like most people in the Family Guy universe are jerks anyway, but like you're like a whole man-child jerk. Like it doesn't even make any sense. At least Peter's stupid. He's a complete moron. Like Vivarium, I'm gonna watch it. It has shown up. It's shown up in my streaming service, so I'll give it a watch at some point. I'll watch it.
Why do I have to watch Vivarium though? Come on.
Like I'll definitely give it a watch at some point, but you know, I don't know. I think I'm tapped out as far as like things I can think of, movies off the top of my head that I actually. I'm tapped out. I'm pretty tapped out.
Yeah,
I got nothing else.
Nothing.
So I think we're gonna.
We've been on for a minute too.
Yeah, we've been on for a good minute. So like, I think we're gonna wrap this up. Thank all of you guys again for tuning in and sharing. You know, your thoughts and your feedback on all this stuff. This is definitely what we want every single time we do a show. So this was another fun one, another long one, but another fun one. Please tell your friends, get them to subscribe to please subscribe to the channel. Like we
just love your company, guys. We really want this company.
But like if you subscribe to the channel, you know exactly when we're gonna go on.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's the thing, because like just a behind the scenes thing. I was looking at numbers today, and like you'd be surprised how many times your videos get watched, and it's by people who are not even subscribed to you. So please, you know, subscribe if you enjoy what you're watching. Tell your friends to subscribe. Of course, follow us on our Facebook fan page. Follow us on Instagram. You know, check in on our Discord if you want to keep the conversation going in there. You know, one of us is always willing to keep the conversation going, so definitely check out our Discord. We're still working out Twitch. We're still working out that thing right there. So at some point we'll do some gameplay, some point down the line. We could probably tell you what next week's show is going to be about, since we already pretty much know what it's going to be about.
Yeah, pretty much.
So next week's episode, we're going to talk about movies and TV shows that were pretty much ahead of their time, and how we would take some of those properties and how we would adapt it today. Because we all know, we all have that, at least that one movie or TV show that you always say to yourself, like, I guarantee you if they had put it out at this time, or like if this junk came out now, it would be great. And it's also going to coincide. Well, you'll just have to wait until the show. You'll have to wait until the show. So that's going to be next week's category. That's what we're going to talk about. Again, let's thank Kimmy and Tani for coming through. Harold, thanks for coming through in the comments and stuff. I hope you're feeling better. I mean, I know what that's like to have something pulled out and it's not fun. So hopefully they get you a lot of meds. I hope they got you medicated to the utmost right now. But aside from that, we will catch you guys next week. Let's just say 7 o'clock, because we don't know what kind of technological mishap we're going to have next week. All right? So we're going to say 7 o'clock. All right. Yeah, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I guess we're still doing time zones now. I mean, the world hasn't completely fallen apart. So, yeah, I guess we're still doing... I mean, time zones are still a thing until...
Yeah, it's still a thing. It's still a thing.
And as always, the council
has spoken.
So we will catch you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
You were watching Council of the Blerds, a Geekcast. The council has spoken. End transmission. You were watching Council of the Blerds, a Geekcast. The council has spoken. End transmission. You were watching Council of the Blerds, a Geekcast. The council